All right, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Lead House live stream. We're going to start doing this every month. If this is your first time tuning in, I mean, this is just a great place to be. It's a live stream where we're basically calling inbound leads powered by Lead House. And I think we've had, 3 episodes so far, and every single time has been either a contract or an accepted offer. And it's just a great place where you get to see not only the quality of the leads, but you get to see the negotiation, the approach, the motivation. Overcoming objections is another one that happens a lot. So it's just really good. And if you stay till the end, we're actually looking to bring up a guest up here to see what they got, call some leads, get some feedback, and see how they do. See if they can close one of these leads as well. But this wouldn't be possible without Lead House. I do want to bring them up so they could just explain for any of you that don't know them, just who they are. How are these guys different? I mean, they're just very consistent. They deliver every time. This is part of the reason we do this, because the proof's in the pudding. We don't really have to I don't got to hard close you on why you should use these guys. You can just see the results for yourself. We're personally using them in our business. We've done great. It's always quality leads. And, as long as you have somebody that wants to sell and needs to sell put in front of you, that is the most important thing. That's where your acquisitions and closing skills get put to work. But that being said, I want to bring up Craig and Drew from Lead House here, so they can talk a little bit more about who they are, what they do, and how are they different. What's up, guys? How you doing?
It's good.
We're back at it again, this time with a different guest. I'll bring him up shortly so you can share his story. But, we're on episode 4. Isn't this the 4th one, right? We did Steve, Elijah, Nick. Now we got John. Yeah, this is episode 4. And, I didn't know what to expect. Anytime we get these live streams with live calls, you just never know what to expect when you're calling leads. But it's just been very, very consistent. Mm-hmm. So first of all, I want you guys to kind of introduce. So this is being streamed on Discord as well to John's community. I'm sure there's a lot of people. This is their first time hearing about who you guys are. Can you just kind of introduce yourselves, your background? Who is Lead House? Who are you, first of all? Who is Lead House, and how are they different from all the competition? Why are they so good?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us. Craig, you want to get started, or do you want me to just go first?
Have at it, man. Thanks for having us, Steven.
All right. My name's Drew. I'm one of the founders of Lead House 365. I have a digital marketing background. I got a master's degree, my MBA. My first job out of grad school was at a digital marketing agency. I really knew nothing about it. And I started doing SEO, pay-per-click advertising for local dentists, lawyers, landscapers, things like that. Eventually, I got into the e-commerce world and was doing high-ticket coaching programs and marketing for influencers. And then that got me into the crazy world of paid ads. So I've been doing paid ads for the last 20 years. Spent upwards of at most ever spent $1 million in 1 month of paid advertising money, but I've spent probably over $100 million in my career on paid advertising, specifically Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, anywhere you can think, TikTok, obviously. But my good friend Craig here, comes from kind of more like you guys, the real estate background. I'll let him dive a little bit more into that. But he came to me a few years ago and said, hey, I need some help running ads to get inbound leads in. So he knew this. We went to high school together. He knew that I was working in digital advertising. So I did it at the beginning just to help him out, and we partnered and we're doing some buying some properties in Houston. And then it came to the point where we were like getting such a good product. We were like, this might be something, a business here where we could offer this to other people based off what we saw in the market. There was really nothing that really could live up to the results we were getting. So that's kind of what brought us to start Lead House. And I'll let Craig talk a little bit about his background.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Craig, Lead House 365, real estate investor first, marketer second, cool guy, I think, third. But anyways, just like Drew said, we've known each other forever. I've been in the real estate game now pushing 10 years, every deal under the sun, I've done it. But there was always a missing element when it came to marketing prior. And I knew that Drew could fill that void. We contacted each other about it, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. He ran the campaigns for my internal business. It worked really well, was outperforming any other marketing channel we had going. As well as I ran into a lawsuit for outbound marketing, and I knew that I did not want to go through that again. It really set me back money-wise and time-wise, and it kind of like messed the whole business model we had going up. So at that point, we just switched everything over to inbound ad campaigns, PPC, stuff like that. Worked really, really, really well. And then eventually we just, we knew there was a marketplace to put this out there to the public. Talked to a lot of other investors like Steven, networked with a bunch of other guys in the industry. And here we are years later, have, I would say, some of the best leads on the market.
That's awesome. So how can you share with us how you came up with the name?
I think it was, I don't know, me and Drew were just kind of fiddling around with it. And it was like House Leads or I don't even know.
We were trying to get the domain like
Home
Leads or House Leads like .com. And it kind of led us to just flip it around and put Lead House instead of House Leads because we couldn't, anything was taken. And we honestly got this business initially up and running in probably a week, just sitting on Zoom calls together. He was in Houston, I was in Orlando, but we just knew we had something special. So we just threw up a website and got a Stripe account so we could start taking card payments and got up and running. That was a few years ago. But it's now evolved to this where we can come on cool podcasts like this and travel the country. And we've probably helped, at least 100 investors in all different markets all over the country. And we probably have at least 30 to 40 right now, like live campaigns for investors in all different markets.
52
couple of things
after today. 52.
52. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was grossly in it. So we what makes us apart is we know what you guys want for leads. Like Craig talked about his background. He's doing this for 10 years. He knows exactly what you are looking for with a lead, someone who has motivation, someone who has an accelerated timeline, and someone who's willing to give like some type of buy-in and information before that they're a real seller who is looking to sell their house, and preferably that they need to sell their house. So we created our entire customer journey for a potential seller to submit their information to Lead House as the way we would do it for our internal home buying business, to where we don't just get the who and the where, right? The home address and the name of the contact and the contact information. We really want to focus on getting the who, what, when, where, why, and how, who this person is, where the property's located, what condition it's in, and how we're going to get the deal done before we even talk to them. So you'll see the leads that we generate. They have a lot of information and they all have distress. What we do is we build a prescribed customer journey where they have to answer, let's say, yes or no questions. Is this house listed on the MLS, for example? Could be a question. If they say yes, the house is listed on the MLS, we reject them from our lead pool, so they are not considered a lead to us. That way we are only generating leads that fit the prescription that we want. And we can now customize that prescription for every single person we work with. So someone like yourself, Steven, you have a real estate license, you know how to do sub-2s. You might be a little bit more broad to what you consider a lead versus someone who only can do cash offers. So we can build that. So typically we're able to maximize your investment on leads exactly the way you describe it. Not like leads are not one size fits all is what we've decided. We figured out. It's really depends on your skill level, how long you've been in the game, and what you're willing to do and how big your team is, and where your market is. Like all those things can have an impact of whether you can get a deal done or not. So we try to build out a customized journey for everyone we work with. And then just using my expertise of being able to run ads on these platforms, the creative we use, I believe, is second to none, top of the line, to where we can get people interested in working with us versus a competitor running ads as well. It's very much a game. We talk about like sports, like just because you can play basketball, it doesn't mean you're LeBron James. And just because of my experience in the advertising game, I like to feel like I could at least be in the NBA when it comes to running paid advertising. So you have someone like me actually running these campaigns for you, coming up with the strategies. And then Craig helps build out the customer journey for an investor like yourself, the way you would want it.
Yeah.
I'm a licensed agent.
What's that?
You say I'm a licensed agent?
No, I thought you might have an agent you work with.
No, not yet. Well, actually,
yet?
not. I don't know if I would say not yet. I think you know what I think. The reason I say it's not yet because I think you fast forward. I think everybody's going to be required to get licensed. That's just the way I see it. Not now, maybe not soon, but in the future for sure.
Some
All this
credentials.
regulation.
Something.
There's pros and cons, but there's, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I work with a bunch of great agents, by the way. That shout out to all the agents.
You work with a lot of agents. Some people don't have those relationships yet, and so they really have to rely on cash offers exclusively. But if you're really looking to maximize the amount you can generate from your real estate investing business, you should have some way of working with someone who has interested in listing their house and doing it in a traditional way, because either way you're paying for that marketing, right? So even if you break even on the marketing for that month from that one listing you got, that is a significant impact on your business, even if it's not cash in your pocket.
Yep.
No, you're right.
License, build a relationship with those investor-friendly agents, because I'm telling you right now, working with an investor-friendly agent is one of the best things you can do. Because a lot of leads that we would consider, the cash offer doesn't make sense, the terms doesn't make sense. Well, you can do an ovation, or you can refer the listing to an agent if it makes sense. Some of the houses, I mean, I think I referred 2 or 3 or 4 in the last 2 days to 2 agents, 2 each, I think 2 each. And
you got to have them on your team. You have to.
You need them.
It's where we are right now, 2026. It didn't used to be like this, in my opinion. Like pre-COVID, it wasn't as crucial, but now having those agent relationships are so important, because not every lead is always going to fit that model, like via equity position, distress, but everyone that does come wants to sell, right? It's only the ones who it's paid off and would have a tornado hit the house. We'll give it to you for pennies on the dollar, but everyone does want to sell. It's just, you have to be able to have flexibility in how to get something signed, right? What type of deal is it going to be? So yeah, it's very important. Steven, you're like probably one of the only guys that we know that has that relationship. Before we started the call, just in the waiting room here, Steven was on the phone with a couple of agents. I could hear him talking to these agents.
Yeah, those are basically to listen to. I've known those agents for over almost 10 years now, actually.
Yep. And they will bring you deals too. When one doesn't fit their buy box,
sell deals, and we just work great, and the synergy's there. But that's just, it's all real estate. It's just all relationships. You have to learn how to work with everybody. But it's awesome. So thank you guys. I know you guys are going to be chilling here while we're making some calls. Where can people find out a little bit more about you guys? Reach out if they need to, possibly sign up if they're interested.
At leadhouse365.com, and then at leadhouse365 on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Can I drop it here too in the comments, or
you do the comment section? Yeah.
Join the chat. Connect YouTube. I don't even know how to do it.
I got it.
I dropped the link too.
Got it.
You got it.
But you guys need to set up a call with these guys, because we've been working with you guys for a while now, and it's just really impressive, the consistency. And we've used a lot of the I've used other PPC providers, and it's just the way you guys have it set up is just it just makes more sense, especially when you're looking to be in certain markets. So it's awesome. But guys, reach out to these guys, see if it's a good fit for you. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the back of the studio. I'm going to bring up the guests here. Thank you, guys.
Let's do it.
Let's rock it.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, those guys are the real deal. Awesome. So today I want to bring somebody up. I'm going to let them share their story. I actually first met this guy on, I don't know if you guys ever used that app called Clubhouse. When COVID happened and then like everybody was staying home, and the Clubhouse app, I know that Twitter or X has something similar to it now, but there's a lot of, is that still around? Is Clubhouse still around? Is that still a thing? I haven't been on that in a while, but, that's the age. But yeah, I want to bring this guy up. I think he's got a interesting story and a great community. and he's a connector. There's some people in this industry, they do deals, and then there's some people that do deals and just help. And let me bring him up. Mr. John, how are you, sir? Oh, hold on. I think you're muted.
Here we go. Now we're
What's up, man? You're live from Colombia, right?
Yes, claro que sí.
Oh man, you know Spanish too?
Hablo español.
Wow. Well, you recently got married and had a kid, didn't you?
I absolutely did. Absolutely did.
What a blessing.
Shout out to my lovely wife.
Yeah, dude, isn't marriage the best thing?
It is. It is a beautiful thing.
The best thing.
I strongly recommend it to everybody. Get yourself married to the right person and start a family ASAP.
ASAP. I owe a lot of my success to my wife and my children. I don't think without them I'd be here. There's no way. And they just level you up in a different way. So it's really cool to see other people like yourself, do the same thing and just crushing it. But man, so can you kind of introduce yourself to the people? Who are you? What's your background? How did you get into this? Why are you in Colombia? What's going on?
Loaded question. Well, a little bit about myself. I'm 25 now, but I actually got started in real estate back around COVID time. So it was that 2020. That was about the end of 2020. So that's where I met Steven on Clubhouse, like you were talking about. And that since pretty much disappeared. I don't use Clubhouse. I don't think anybody's even remembering what Clubhouse is. And a lot of people, I guess they're on Twitter, but most of them are on Discord. So I actually started a Discord when I first got started in real estate before I'd even closed the deal. And I just started documenting, my journey, everything that I was learning and sharing it, with the community. And it's absolutely free to join, anybody can come and join. The link is discord.gg/REIRev. We got a whole marketplace as well for people to submit their deals or motivated sellers that they can post to at REIRev.com. And it's a great opportunity, get in front of people that are just as motivated and just as active as you are in this industry. We got agents, a super diverse community. You were just talking about those agents. You got to have an investor-friendly agent for those novations. Absolutely true. And this is a great resource for you to be able to find those people. There are guys in here specifically that do agent referrals. So you're going to get a verified agent, lenders, landlords, flippers, other wholesalers, you name it, you're going to find them there. But I got started around 2020. And I mean, it's probably the same story as everybody or some of the people that are watching right now. At one point I was flat broke. I had absolutely no idea, how I was going to change my life, but I knew that, I was destined for more. For me, my heart was in real estate. I look around and I see these buildings. I'm in beautiful Medellin right now. And I see these buildings and I know that one day I'm going to be the one constructing them. I'm going to own these. And that's what we're working towards. And, I tried a whole bunch of different businesses. I was always an entrepreneur. I always knew that, the 9-to-5 was a scam. School was a scam. Going to college was a scam. And I just decided, I'm going to figure this real estate thing out. And that's exactly, what I did. Shout out to Brent Daniels, one of the guys that has put on a lot of people. I know you've got a podcast with Brent. That's another.
I think, I think he's next. Spoiler alert. I think he's next. Well, he should be back in town. Hopefully, I think he is, but he should be coming on this the show soon. He was on the deal desk a while back. He's just he's a great guy, and he's crushing it. But
amazing. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Brent. Such a go-giver in the community. And that's really where I got started. I found out about wholesaling and I spent some money, on a mentorship program that I didn't really feel pushed me, in the direction that I wanted to go. A lot of people, usually when you pay for a mentorship, right, you get plugged into this community and that's kind of the program, right? And I decided, to join one, and I didn't feel like I was really being taken seriously. So instead of, begging for a spot at the table, I decided to go create my own. And that's how REI Rep got started. And it's absolutely free. Like I said, the people that stick around are really just doing this business. They're closing deals. And that's really the ticket to entry, because what you'll learn, especially if you're just getting started in this business, it is a lot more difficult than what people want to make it out to be, right? It's going to demand a lot from you, especially if you have no sales background, no marketing background, which is, I think, really great that you guys are bringing on, Lead House and having us call some of their leads so we get a chance to actually see what the quality of these leads look like in comparison to, maybe some of the other marketing channels, the outbound cold calling, the SMS, and you can actually see, in real time what the motivation sounds like. And stick around, ladies and gentlemen, because by the end of this, we're actually going to bring some people up from the Discord community to come and call some of these motivated seller leads and let you guys get on the phone and try to lock some of these up. We're going to be pushing for a contract on this call. So it's going to be me versus Steven on this one, man. We're going to see who's going to lock somebody up.
Dang.
Do it all live.
Turning into a cage match.
We'll be working together, but it'll be a good time. But yeah, so I got started in real estate. I closed my first deal. So this is kind of how we transitioned to how I got to living this digital nomad lifestyle. Before I had any motion, I was really clear about what I wanted out of my life. I wrote about it. I journaled about it. I prayed to God about it. And one of the things that I wanted was I wanted a business that was location neutral, that I could do from anywhere, that would enable me to travel the world, right? Travel is a big part of my life. I'm from the United States. I'm born in Silver Spring, Maryland, but I live all over. I'm not staying in one place for too long. I ended up driving for dollars. So I took Brent's advice. I drove for dollars. I made a list with Deal Machine, and then I literally skip traced one by one. Didn't have any fancy software, really nothing beyond PropStream, Deal Machine. I used that to get the list, and an Excel spreadsheet, Google Voice, started hammering the phones. And I can't tell you, it took me 9 months to get to that first deal. And knowing now what I do know, if I had known then, I would say, do not waste your time cold calling, right? You need to be spending your time talking to people that actually want to talk to you, because every minute that you spend talking to somebody that's not interested in having this conversation is a minute lost, right? So that's, again, why this is so important, that we're going to hop on and show you what it actually looks like to qualify and talk to people that are actually motivated, so that you're not wasting your time talking to these people that are trying to rush you off the phone. We're going to have quality conversation with people that are actually actively engaging in our conversation, telling us about their situation, and are open to receiving our help in our service, right? So yeah, fast forward 9 months of pounding the phones, following up with sellers. I closed my first deal. I made $15,000, and I decided I was going to burn the boats. And I got a one-way ticket to Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Wow.
And I decided that's where I'm going to learn Spanish. I completely immersed myself in the culture. I went without really knowing much. Shout out Duolingo for putting me onto some words, but it's a whole other experience, getting out there and you actually got to interact with people now and learn how to fit in, and it's been an amazing life that I've been able to be blessed with, absolutely amazing. I've been able to do this full time. And that has afforded me the luxury to continue to travel, support my family. After Argentina, I traveled to Colombia, then Ecuador, then Brazil. I taught myself Portuguese. I ended up meeting my wife. We got married. Fast forward a year later, now we got little Junior running around. He's 7 months, about to be 8 months old. Today's our 23-month anniversary, my wife and I, of marriage. So
wow, congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So life's great. This business has been able, to create a lot of opportunities for me, and especially, the community as well. Just being in proximity with people, you'd be so surprised just by being in the right room and in proximity with the right people, the types of opportunities that present themselves. So I'm excited. That's a little bit about me and where I came from, and where I'm going, right to the top with all of you. So I'm excited. Thank you all for joining us. And Steven,
that's awesome. Dude, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. What a story. So Craig said the stove is hot, man. This is probably, just to let you know, I know this is your first one, but this is probably the most leads we've had. I'm telling you, you cut this list in half that we're looking at. That's what we've worked with. So, guys, just like anything else, when it comes to live calls, we just don't know what we're going to get, what we're going to run into. But regardless of what happens, it's just a great opportunity for you to learn, especially if you're starting out. You need to be involved. Or even if you're experienced, there's always something to learn from somebody else. Even, as good as I am today, I still consider myself a student. And then there's always something to learn from people, right? The moment you stop, you start thinking you know everything is the moment you stop growing and learning. So always be open, take bits and pieces of what you may see here today, and you'll definitely see the quality. But You ready to get started?
Born ready. Let's go.
All right, let's go, man. So the guests always go up first. You can pick
Right on.
whatever lead you have here, and you can go ahead and call it. Or you're calling from your phone on speaker?
Yep. I'll call from my phone on speaker,
Okay.
and I'll put it up to the mic. Make sure you guys can hear. Ladies and gentlemen in the Discord, let us know how many of us are fired up. I want to see the Discord chat go crazy.
Oh, that's right. You're live on Discord right now.
Yeah, we got 34 people in the audience right now.
Whoa.
Definitely take this
Yeah.
opportunity to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. There they are. We got the fire in the chat, the hundreds in the chat, diamonds in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'm going to just pick one. And I'm going to also, if possible, show you guys, how I'm going to actually work the lead in real time, right? So they're going to see like how I'm comping the deal and everything, if that's cool. Is it possible if I share my screen on here? Is that a possibility or?
I don't know. Can you click that little plus sign on the bottom?
Let's see here.
Just know whatever address you call, the whole world's gonna see it.
Hey, that's fine with me. We're gonna lock it up right now.
Dang.
All right, let's see. So I'll put this on the side. We'll get this going here with the StreamYard. Beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I can hit that plus button so the stream replay can see. Share screen.
Are those?
I want this to
pairs?
be. Yeah, dude. I'm
Dang,
telling you,
those things are
Columbia is.
loud, man.
Oh, let me
Is the
close this
window
up.
open?
Yeah.
No.
let me go-
It's okay. It's not super loud. I'm just saying, for me to pick up the noise, they got to be over there.
Oh yeah, they're active out here. They're beautiful, man. You got these beautiful, beautiful colored birds, man. I'm telling you, you gotta get out and travel. You gotta see the world, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen birds out here like I've never seen before. Let's see. We're gonna allow, and then let's see which tab should we share. Let me.
Why
try to
don't
make
we do
another
this?
one.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to because I don't think we've ever shared. The only thing that we share is like the front of the house.
Yeah.
Let me see. Which one are you gonna call? Hickory, or which one are you?
Let's see. Yeah,
Done.
Hickory Drive.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in Indianapolis, right? Or
Yeah,
maybe it's better not to share. I mean, you tell me.
I'll share.
'Cause I
Yeah,
also don't want you
I'll
to get.
share what the house looks like.
Okay,
Keep in
perfect.
mind, some of these, when it comes to PPC, you're gonna get some people like one of the things that disqualifies them is like if it's listed. But some people, for example, this one, they filled out the form and they put not listed, but it's listed. So I don't
Okay.
know if I would target that one. Why don't you pick
All right,
another
we'll skip this
one?
guy. A lot of Texas leads. We got one in Florida. Let's look at this one. Seneca Road.
Seneca Road. All right, cool. This
All right,
one
let's
is off
see.
market. Oh, this is on the beach. This is
Oh,
no,
nice.
it's on the beach. It's close to the beach.
Beach
It's
access.
close to the beach. Yeah, beach access. Is this in Venice? It is. Nice.
I'll show you guys at least on the Discord, right? That way it won't be broadcasted to YouTube and YouTube, gets upset. I'll show on the Discord what my screen looks like. That way you guys can follow along how I comp the property and everything in real time, right? This is going to be a master class, all right? Nobody should walk away not knowing how to do this after this live stream. All right. So we got the property, the subject property on one tab. Then we got this one with the map view. And we're just going to look around. Keep in mind, guys, we're not limited to off-market assignments, right? We can list these. We can novate these. We got a bunch of different exits. But let's get on the phone with the seller and let's see, what their situation is, why they want to sell, and see if we can help them out. So let's start there.
Do your thing.
All right. Let me make sure I got this large enough so I can see it. Nicole. Let me know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see everything? All right. I'm going to disconnect the Bluetooth and put it on speaker.
Hey, it's Nicole. Leave me a message and I'll call you back.
All right. So one thing I'll definitely share with the audience, You never want to stop at making one call. Sometimes phones are put on do not disturb. You got to call them at least twice.
Hey, it's Nicole. Leave me a message and I'll call you back.
All right, I'm gonna call him 3 times. You know, I'm not shy to make a phone call. We'll see if we can get him on the phone.
Leave me a message and I'll call you back.
All right. So we got 3 calls. They did not pick up. All right. So we made our effort to try to contact this person. They didn't pick up. Right. So what do we do next? We're going to leave a text. I'm going to say, hey, Nicole, it's John. Got your request to sell. Call me back. Thanks. All right. Then I'm going to mark it. If you guys are using a CRM like List Blast, I mean, this is automatic, you know, so this is done for you. They're going to be put in the follow-up sequence and they're going to continue to be reached out to until you get them on the phone. On this CRM, so if you're using like Google Sheets, I'm going to mark it. Let's see. It's been a minute since I've been on Google Sheets. I'm going to mark the color here and we'll do orange for call no contact. You want me to keep calling until I get somebody on the phone? Did I lose him? Oh boy. Steven, you there?
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Okay, yeah.
I didn't know if I lost you. Keep going until you get somebody on the phone, and then once you have a conversation, then we'll switch. But go ahead and go to the next one. Which one do you want to call now?
Let's try. So the Indianapolis one, that one was on market, right? So we can mark that as red. And then I don't like Louisiana. Let's try Kentucky. Briarwood Drive. Let's take a look at Briarwood.
All right.
So again, we're going here, Zillow. We got 2 tabs. We pop in Briarwood on one of them.
Briarwood, Kentucky. All right, cool.
I'm going to duplicate it. Oh, I got the main view for the subject property. Zillow, this is important too. Zillow might not have all the information for the property, right? So we might have to look at like Redfin or PropStream, you know, see if anybody else has it. But I say it's still important. You know, you got to get on the phone with this person before you do way too much research. So we're calling Denise. Let's get on with Denise here. 270. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who's fired up. Let me know if you can hear. At least this was ringing.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
So no answer on the first call. All right. We're going to call him again. And Steven, you were telling me these are fresh leads, right? These guys that we're going to be seeing popping up on this list, these are people that are filling out that form right away, right now in real time.
Yep.
Cool.
I mean, I think the last 2 episodes we didn't really get anybody till like later, but once you get them on the phone, it's go time. But yeah, these are all fresh.
Right on. Just so that people, you know, have a understanding of like what this looks like.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right. So call twice. I'm gonna call one more time. I don't mind to call 3 times. We want to get them on the phone.
Dang, look at some of these are death, need new location, inherited, going to military, don't need, move to the country, divorce. There's a whole bunch of.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right, I'm gonna still send that message. Just letting her know, hey, we reached out. We didn't catch you this time. Give me a call back. All right. Sending that text. And again,
You want to get set up with a CRM or this is done for you, right? Automatically. Denise. Hey, Denise. This is John. I got your request to sell. Call me back, please. Thanks. All right. We'll mark Denise. Call no contact. And we're moving on to the next one.
What's the next one?
Let's look at the motivation. PA, where's this one at? Relocating. Kelly. Let's talk to Kelly.
Kelly on Dole Road.
All right, so I'm gonna pull it up. That's in, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Wyalusing.
Why are you losing?
Got it. All right, let's take a look. Wyalusing, PA. Beautiful. I like the price points of these homes so far, right? They're plus, they're above 200K. That's where you're going to see the fatter rips on these deals, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people don't really know this, but if you're, trying to work these deals sub 100K, you're not going to be getting, even close to 50K assignments, right? So if you want to get closer to those 50K assignments, you got to be 200,000 and above, just so that you guys understand. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, let's get Kelly on the phone. 570. I feel like this is the one.
Kelly Chilton. Can't take your call.
No answer on the first call, but it seemed like it was cut short. I'm going to send her a text before that second call just so that it pops up that this is John calling. Hey, Kelly, it's John. I got your request to sell. Is now a good time? I'm going to give it a second here. It's going to send. Bada bing, bada boom. She's probably received it by now, and I'm calling again. That way, you'll be surprised. I'll tell you the hack after this if it picks up. It's going to say maybe John when I call.
Kelly Chilton.
No answer on the second go. I'm going to call it one more time.
Hello.
Hey, Kelly, this is John. How are you?
Good.
Good.
You have an answer?
I'm sorry?
You have an answer?
About what?
If we got an offer?
Well, actually, this is the first time we've spoken, but I did get your request to sell for that property on Dole Road. I wanted to talk to you about it. Is now a good time?
Well, I'm actually on the road, so I might lose service. Can you, let me see what time
Well, no
is it?
worries. If we lose service, we
late.
could try to reconnect a little later, but tell me a little
Okay.
bit about it. What's got you kind of thinking about selling?
We're relocating 700 miles away.
Where are you headed?
So, South Carolina.
Okay.
But, so that's why, but, it's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. The only thing that it really needs is like new floors in the living room and kitchen, like, like new linoleum or LVP.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be it, unless they want to paint a different color. I don't know, but, it put a new roof on it last year. The main upstairs is 2-story with a full basement. The main upstairs is where your all 4 bedrooms are and your 2 full bathrooms, of course, one attached to the master. And that's your usual separate shower with a garden tub separate. And then there's another bathroom, a regular bathroom for the other 3 bedrooms. And then there's a little like nook out in the hallway where you can put like reading books and a desk or whatever. And downstairs is a half bath, a kitchen with a breakfast area, a full formal dining room, the staircase upstairs, an entryway with 2 closets, one on each side of the entryway, and then a large living room that's kind of split, so it's like one side close to your living room, the other side is your family room. And then there's a basement with a concrete floor, but it does have studs and insulation and electricity and lights, so all you have to put up is drywall if you want to make a room. Or you could keep it like a weight room and a tools room or whatever, like my husband did. And there's a Bilko door, so you walk up the steps and out the Bilko door to get out back. It's 31.93 acres plus or minus, and there's fencing for a couple acres of pasture field for livestock, cows, pigs, horses, whatever. Because, that's the thing up here in the country.
Sure.
So, yeah, we have neighbors, but, like, not if you're butt neighbors. And it can be subdivided. It was subdivided once, many, like 50 years ago, I guess it is now, but, or it could be split into 3 different properties if they wanted to do that, so. And there is a small gas pad on the corner of the property.
What do you think?
Oh, and we have gas to the basement, and there's a gas fireplace down there right now that we use, so.
What do you think you'd be looking to do with this? I mean, are you kind of thinking you'd rather sell it to an investor and sell it as is? Or are you kind of looking to think about listing this with an agent? What options have you kind of explored so far?
We're kind of looking just to sell it like to an investor or anybody that wants it, like for what they're willing to pay for it. We prefer not with a realtor because we don't want to wait, like a couple months or whatever. We just want to get over and going right now.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to sell to an investor, obviously it's going to be an investment for us. So we're not going to be able to pay you, the most for it. If you were to list it with an agent, the trade-off is, like you said, you're probably going to wait a while. But, if let's say, somebody that wants to live in the property, they go and get an appraisal done, next thing you know, now they want concessions, they're asking you to make repairs. Do you think that you'd want to put anything into it, or are you just kind of looking to sell it as is?
As is.
Okay. All right. I'm also, while we're talking, I'm just getting an idea of kind of what's available right now, what's recently sold. And then I also look at kind of how long, that's going to take, how long do these properties sit on the market? But did you kind of have an idea of what you were looking to get for this?
Well, $499 was our number, so.
Yeah.
If we were to list it with a realtor, so.
Right.
Because the house kind of like almost behind us just sold for $479 with half the acreage.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one. That one's on.
And the house is smaller too, so.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That one's on Dolan Road, correct? The one that went 475. Yeah, that was the first one that I pulled up. Actually, I saw that it sat, for 3 months before it went pending, and then it looks like another month. So total 4 months before it actually closed. I mean, what type of timeline are you all on? Do you have 4 to 6 months to wait around, to get closer to that number?
We hope not.
Okay. How quickly do you think you might be looking to get this sold?
Within a month.
Okay. Now I know you guys are already moving. Have you already moved everything now? Are you guys already there, or do you have anything that you need to take with you?
We have not moved everything out of the house yet, so we have to get a U-Haul and move it, but we could do it.
Okay. So you think maybe 45, 60 days will be enough time, for you all to comfortably get everything you'd need?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's plenty of time, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. While I've got you on the phone, is there anybody else that we need to include in the conversation? If we were going to make a decision.
My husband's right here.
Okay, perfect.
He's on the deed also.
What's his name?
Joel.
Joel. Pleasure to meet you, Joel. This is John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm not bad.
Good. Well, hope you all are doing well. You're about to move to South Carolina, so that's got to be exciting.
Okay. He has family down there.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I've got an idea of kind of where I think we'd probably need to be at, for us to be able to realistically get this done, within a 2-month period.
Okay.
Obviously, that number is going to be lower than if you were to list this yourself and wait,
Right.
the 4 months, right? So that is going to be the trade-off. Now, do you have a mortgage or anything that you'd have to take care of in order to get this sold?
Yeah.
Okay, where is that at?
PS Bank in Wailusi.
Okay, do you know what's left on the balance?
It's around 219, 220.
219, 220. Okay. Well, I think that we could probably get something done, and I mean, you'd definitely be able to walk away with something.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you guys owe 219 and we're somewhere in that ballpark of 250, if you all could walk away with the 30,000, would that be enough for us to get the ball rolling?
Oh my God, no.
Okay.
250. No, that's not good because we already had an offer for 425.
What happened with them? Where are they at?
Oh, they just offered that today. So
Mhm.
we just put them on hold until we get see what other offers are.
Was that offer any contingencies or any special financing? What was the offer on that?
No, it's 425 cash
425 cash.
with no closing fees, everything, closing costs covered.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we walk away with is 425.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I would take that and run. That sounds like a very high offer. I'd be surprised, to see if that'd be a number that they'd be able to realistically close on, in the next 45, 60 days. I mean, did they offer you any sort of deposit or good faith, earnest money, anything to tell you, hey, we're serious about this? Or, was it kind of more of a...
No, I just had her we got that information. I just put them on hold until we talk to other people for now.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Well, what does it look like if they come back to you and say, hey, I think we were kind of off on our numbers at 425. I don't know if we can make that work.
Well, then we're not going to take it. I mean, there's no way we can do 250. Like, that's insanity for us.
Yeah.
If we put it on the market, we could get more than that. So.
No, I understand. Yeah, you definitely, it's possible, right? But with everything that's going on right now, the market being so uncertain, investors, we've got to be at a price that's going to allow us to hedge against that uncertainty, right? So,
yeah,
I mean, if 250 is not going to happen, I can tell you right now, 425 is not realistic. I mean, I don't see that happening. Where do you think you'd realistically be at, to feel comfortable selling this?
Well, my husband doesn't think 425 is enough. He thinks it should be 450. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest listing it. If you're trying to get closer to retail, and you know what the trade-off's going to look like, right? You might sit for the next 4 months, and if that's what happens, that's what happens. If you're trying to get that higher number, right? But if you all are really looking to get this done, in the next 45, 60 days, we've got to work on that number.
Yeah, I just don't think we could do that right now. I mean, if you want to text me your name and company and number, and with that offer, and then we can keep it in the back of our minds for right now.
Yeah, I mean, things change. Obviously, people, they throw numbers out that aren't realistic, and I know that, far too well. But what would be a good email that we could take down so that we could send you something official? Okay.
At gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Wonderful, Kelly. Well, hey, I appreciate the call, and definitely please save my number. I'm going to shoot you a text with my name. And if anything happens, don't feel like a stranger, reach out and we'd be happy to work with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Take care.
God, man. Yeah, wait a minute. I ain't ordered yet. Oh, I'm just going to go with the person I already did.
They still on the phone.
Yeah, I'll let them hang up on me, man. You never know. Maybe you get their reaction.
They sounded like you stabbed them with a knife and you turned it. Oh, that's painful. Well, why didn't they take the offer? I mean, it's a great offer. You ask great questions with that. So what do you typically do with people that, let's say, what I did like about that is when you called, because remember when these are PPC leads, right? They fill out more than one form typically. So when you called back, she thought that it was somebody else, and she almost tried to get you off the phone, and you kept her on the phone. You kept pushing. That was really good, but you didn't do it in a rude way. But what do you like? What is your approach with people that they spoke with somebody else, they have a higher offer, right? Let's say she was asking a realistic price, because 425 is I think this guy is a tire kicker. There's no way they'll offer.
Absolutely not.
But
we pulled up the numbers live.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers too. But let's say you were neck and neck with somebody else that the offer made sense. How would you approach her differently if she was open to your offer?
So in the scenario where the number is realistic and I feel confident that we can get this done, we've got to pull a lever, right? So in a negotiation, it's always a give and take, right? So to identify what can I give to this person to incentivize them to want to work with me over the next guy, maybe that looks like the assurance of a non-refundable deposit, right? And seeing, is this guy going to really put his money where his mouth is, or is he really looking to just kind of sign this? He doesn't really think that this is going to close. Maybe he doesn't actually have a buyer lined up. And that's why it's so important to have these relationships ready to go, right? And that's literally why, we created the community, was so that people could get in proximity and actually network with people in these different markets, so that when these opportunities present themselves, they know what numbers they got to be at, right? So if I knew that I had somebody in this market or that was interested in buying rural, where was this one at? Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. Why are you losing Pennsylvania?
Right. So for this one, it's probably going to be an ovation regardless, right? Nobody is really buying. This isn't a hot market like that. We're going to have to list it, but we have to set a realistic expectation with the seller, right? Let's just run these numbers. The last one went for 475, right? That was right behind her house, right? So I want everybody to follow along with me with these numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So if we take 475, we got to deduct the closing costs and agent commission, right? For an ovation. That's going to be 6% for agent commission, right? We got to incentivize the agents to work with us. And then an additional 2% for the closing costs, right? So we're going to take that off the top. That puts us at 437. Okay. If this person is really serious and they're at 425, there's only a $12,000 margin with those numbers. All right. I'm going to tell you from experience how quickly that margin will be eaten up. All right. Between buyers asking for repairs, concessions, them asking for a price reduction, that $12,000 payday is going to look very close to $5,000 and then zero after all is said and done, with just a little bit of time on the market. So you want to set a realistic expectation and a realistic budget for a profit margin, right? And I would start the negotiation off as low as possible. You always want to go for the no, right? That's why, I started to ask questions to see if we could get them to reveal, specific information about the mortgage balance, right? I understand, okay, they're moving. They're pretty much done with this chapter of their life. If they can pocket $30,000, and move on, is that a possibility here, right? And I want to hear no. And I'll tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't hear no from the seller, you offered way too much money. You offer way too much money. You need to hear them tell you no. You need to hear them tell you no. You need to temperature check and understand, okay, where is the line drawn? Because if not, I promise you, you're leaving money on the table with these deals. What do you think, Steven?
How do you get somebody from a no to a yes?
they got to be motivated. Number one, I really don't believe that we're in the convincing business with this game. I believe we're in the sorting business. All right. There are going to be people that are motivated. These people need to sell, and they're going to sell regardless of if they sell with you or the next guy. They've made the decision to sell, right? So we're not convincing this person to sell to us because we want this property and it's the greatest property ever and we love this opportunity. It's no, this person needs our help. Okay. We're obviously in a position where we can help them out. And are they going to work with us at a price that is allowing us to get this deal done the way that we need to, right? With whatever exit that looks like. Some of us are flippers in here. Some of us are real estate agents. Some of us are wholesaling. Those numbers got to look different for each and every single one of us. Each of our exits are going to be different. Each of our offers are going to be different. And it's got to fit your model. And if it doesn't fit your model, this is where people get into the, oh, well, it's a volume game. It absolutely is a volume game. But the volume comes down to talking to enough people that are motivated that eventually somebody that's motivated is going to work with you. It's going to fit your model. But you don't want to change your model. You don't want to let your foot off of the gas for the expectations that you set. You don't want to try to fit, the square peg in the round hole. You want to find the round peg for the round hole, right? So that's what we're going for. And that's really the expectation that I'd set. And I think I did a pretty good job. I'm totally open to feedback. I'd love to see. I'm going to bring up what the Discord says here in a second. But that's what I would say. And don't get personally attached, to any of these leads. Don't be emotionally invested in any of these leads. You got it. That's one thing that I've learned about this business. Every single seller has a sad story. You have a sad story, right? Everybody has a situation in their life that they're dealing with, right? But that's not going to change the value of this home to an investor, right? So be mindful of that when you're negotiating with these sellers on the phone.
No, I love that. I love how you said we're not in the convincing business. I was just talking about this earlier today. It's not our job to convince somebody to sell to us, right? It's up to them to decide who they want to move forward with, but it's our responsibility to show how are we a better option than the other person. But I'm not going to force somebody to, I can't motivate somebody to motivate, to be motivated to sell a house they're not motivated about, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But no, that's great, man. Sweet. So it's my turn now.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's see what we got. I like this one in Texas. Wife passed. Too big for me. A single man just want to sell and get motorhome and travel some. I think this and bad major repairs needed. All right, cool. I know we're dang, it's already 5:05. That's crazy. So I'm gonna get to it here, man. Hang tight. We'll see how this one goes. Then we got you in the next one.
Awesome.
All right. So we got this one in Texas. We have a list here. I know you guys can't see the list, but we have a list and we can pick and choose which one. I look for the reason. This guy put a very long reason. So let's pull this up and let's see. Let's see if he picks up the phone. And then I'm going to share. Let me share that there. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. All right, cool. So this is the property in Texas. Bad major repairs needed. Let's just call this guy. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can share my whoops. I'm gonna see if I could actually share the audio from the computer just so it's a lot more clear. So let me just add this guy right here. I'm gonna call his number. Mr. Parker. Okay. Share screen. Also tab audio. No. Entire screen. System audio. There we go. All right, cool. Let's see if he picks up. Oh, dang. Hold on a second.
Please.
Sorry guys, I got the audio connected to my my headset. You wouldn't be able to hear it, so I just got to switch audio real quick. There we go. All right, let's try again. Make call. Mr. Parker. You hear that okay, John? That ringing? Okay. Dang. Let's hoping he'll pick up. All right, let's call him again. And if he doesn't pick up, he'll get text. I mean, this guy's gonna get blown up. So when a lead didn't pick up. If a lead ever comes in the system, they don't pick up. We have the CRM we use Resimply with the AI and stuff. These people get blown up, text, call, voicemail, email, drip sequence. So this one didn't pick up. Let's go to, let's see. You called this one in Kentucky. Inherited property. This is in Louisiana, but there's no address on this one. Oh, look at this one. My parents passed away. Wow. In Alabama. Let's take a look at this one. So what I try to do, I try to listen more than I speak, because I tell homeowners I really structure the offer based on what you want, not only the asking price obviously, but the time frame, the reason. It's never like a one size fits all cash offer, So let's see here. This one's got some land. It's nice property. All right. Deborah. All right, let's call Deborah. I think on the first episode we had when Steve Trang was on there, the lady was crying, going through it.
Hello, you have reached the Land of Oz, the home of Dorothy, the Lion, Scarecrow, and Tin Man.
All right. Let's try calling her again.
Hello, you have reached the Land of Oz.
All right, no answer. Let's go to, let me check this one off. Let's go to, this one's relocating. The mortgage keeps going up and I can't afford it. Wow. Jefferson City. There's photos on Zillow, so. Was this just listed pending sale? Oh, this was 3 years ago. That's okay. Sometimes I pay attention. If the property has photos, I mean, it was either listed recently or they're just really old photos. But if it was listed recently, something I like to do is I bring that up, because that's going to give you more power when you negotiate with people. Because, I mean, you're going to speak with people all the time that, maybe they had a failed listing, expired listing, whatever, and then they want the same price that it was listed at. They want you to pay the same price that the listing failed at. And obviously that makes no sense. But that's kind of good to open the door for you to provide a different experience. We've had people like that where, I mean, we had one today. I set up an appointment with somebody that had a bad experience with a previous agent. They canceled the contract, and now they're listing with the agent that we referred, and they're going to provide a completely different experience. So these are old photos, but it can't look so much different. It can't look too much different. Let's see if I could pull this up here. Okay. All right. Mortgage keeps going up and I can't afford it. Mr. Adam. All right, let's call him. nice house. It's our old-
Please leave your message.
Let's call him again. I'm gonna call him from here though. 1 second. Adam. So 3. No, the last episode, I mean, we were dialing the whole time, and Elijah got one the last call he got one. Okay, picks up. I'm gonna take a look and see.
Please leave your message.
Just want to take a look real quick. I'm curious to see. You know, I use PropStream, so sometimes it'll give a decent estimation. Oh, it's not going to show anything. All right, let's go to the next one. So we called this one. They didn't pick up the phone. Let's see. Michigan, relocating, ready for change, build again, moving, and don't need. Move to the country, going to military, downsizing, getting a new house. This one, oh yeah, this one they didn't put an address. We're gonna need that. Let's try calling this one in Marietta, Ohio. Marietta, Ohio. Moving and don't need. Okay. So, oh, this is the active one. Never mind. Yeah, those, sometimes you're gonna get some of those. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel that one. Let's see. Don't need. Let's call this one Weston, West Virginia, on West 4th Street. West Virginia. So there's an exact address in Texas. There we go. Dang, this house looks messed up. That's what we like. All right, let me pull this over here. Okay. I can already tell this house needs some work. All right. Looks like there's a shed on the side. Oh, man, look at that. That's what we want. All right, cool. Let's give her a call. Violet. Put on speaker here. 204.
Dialed is not in service.
Oh man. Hold on, make sure I put in the right number. Yeah, I did. So she put the wrong number. That's the right number I dialed. So that happens sometimes too. I mean, that's worth skip tracing later on. This house is messed up. Let's go next one. Downsizing, getting house needs inherited, divorce, time and money. Wow. Okay. Kenner, Louisiana, with Mr. Adam. This looks like a nice house. Yeah, this looks like a nice house. You can get nice houses too. As a matter of fact, if it's a nice house, I actually talk worse about the cash offer depending on the reason they want to sell. And I know that kind of sounds the complete opposite of what some people want to do, but I don't focus on the cash offer all the time. Because if it's a nice house, I'm automatically thinking, well, they probably want full market value. And if they have time and they're not super motivated, well, then I know then I have an option for a novation or potential terms. If the person's going to use the profit from the sale of the house to purchase another one, I start talking bad about that as well, because, you know, they're going to expect somebody to try to hard close them. They're not going to expect somebody to talk bad about the offer. But when I close those two doors, it leaves one open for the Novation. And then I want to tell you guys a strategy, maybe in a little bit later, what's really been working. And it's almost like a fourth option a lot of people don't do, and it works. It works amazing. It's something you guys can implement as soon as tomorrow. All right, so this one, yeah, this is a nice house. So let me see, where am I at here? Divorce, time, and money. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and call this one. Mr. Adam.
Hello, it's Adam.
Hey, Adam, this is Steven. It looks like you filled out a form to get an offer on your property on David Drive. Did I catch you at a good time?
He did. I talked to somebody. What company are you with?
I'm with ARC.
Okay, that's a different company.
You probably filled out a few forms.
Yeah, I just spoke with somebody named Andrew, but I think it's from a different company.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'd love to give you an offer. Do you have about 5-10 minutes?
Sure.
Great. So our process is very simple. I just want to ask you a little bit more about the house. I'll go ahead and evaluate the area to see what kind of ballpark we can offer you. Like I said, it takes about 5-10 minutes. And just to let you know, I like reminding people that we are a real estate investment company. So, we don't buy every house we look at. Sometimes I'm not a good fit. And if I'm not, I'm just going to let you know up front so I don't waste your time. Okay.
Sure. I understood.
Awesome. So I have it pulled up here. Let me see. Oh, I lost it. On David Drive. Can you walk me through the house? Tell me a little bit more about it, the condition, any work it may need, and what's going on?
Sure. You can see it on, I think the original is still on Zillow from 2013 when we bought it.
It's like yellow?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it here.
So it's 2,000 square feet roughly.
Mm-hmm.
4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. 3 bedrooms upstairs with the full bath upstairs. It's got a loft in one of the bedrooms that goes into the upstairs attic. The attic's all in the front of the house upstairs. Like both bedrooms connect to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Just 1 second, okay? You can stay back here. That's fine. The only major issue, most of it's cosmetics. The only major issue that we have, the condenser unit upstairs, the compressor crapped out. I did do a home inspection about a month and a half ago with a company called House Call, and the only thing I didn't do was the piping inspection, which I don't really think is an issue, and we haven't had any kind of backups or anything like that. The roof is 3 years old. Most of the appliances are fairly new. The water heater it's actually less than a year old. I installed it myself. It's got a detached 1.5 car garage. Just that kind of stuff. Like outside the back patio, the rebar is kind of rusted out, so that back slab has kind of fallen down a little bit.
Right.
But really nothing major, man. I mean, it probably could use like a little remodeling in the bathrooms, but that's really nothing. But
yeah,
it's just stuff that I haven't gotten to.
Yeah, it sounds like a decent house. I know that's right close to the lake and the fairgrounds and all that.
Fairgrounds we're in Kenner, so we're close to the airport. We are by the lake. This area does sell fairly quickly. Like it'd be something like if it was all fixed up and ready to go, that would last more than 2 weeks on the market. I mean, the house next door sold for $308, and and she was older. She's like in a living home, so her son was just kind of ready to kind of dump it. But it needs all kinds. It's like that old school, 70s, 80s look inside, like wood paneling.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
it's a young couple that bought it, and they're not even moving in until November. Yeah. But it's still, and again, they don't even have a garage; they have a shed. But it's a really good house, man, and I know it's going to sell. They got a park behind us. It's close to schools, good schools. It's close to Williams Boulevard, which is where gas stations and all that stuff. So anyway, that's about it, man.
Okay. What kind of time frame, more or less, did you need to sell?
I mean, I would think, close. I mean, it depends on the right fit, the right offer, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, sooner the better, no doubt.
Yeah, because we move at your pace. I just like to ask that. 'Cause some people want to move quick, some people want to move slow, but we can move at your pace. Okay. You're just going through a hard time. Looks like that's why you're looking to sell.
No, it's mostly divorce. I don't have to sell. I mean, I could actually stay here, but
okay.
A 4-bedroom house, with and the kids aren't here. She took the kids.
Okay.
It's all crazy, but there's no sense, and
right.
I mean, we only pay. I mean, mortgage with everything, it's about $2,250, I think, is what we pay monthly for everything in escrow, on top of it. And I mean, how they have now, we each have to get a 3-bedroom apartment or whatever, and that's like $1,800. So
yeah.
Anyway, a lot of stuff doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, man. But that's about where we're at. I think even rental value would be like $2,800.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Okay. If you were to sell, I mean, how much did you need?
We owe $190. I believe that the house could get $375 easy. With it fixed and being in the right shape and all that kind of stuff. But we've had offers between $250 and $280.
Wow, you don't like any of those?
No, it's not that I didn't like them. I mean, I got the first offer. She didn't like it, and then she came with 2 knuckleheads, 2 different companies, and I didn't like them. They were actually offering a little bit more, and I just didn't like, the idea of, and that's another thing. I mean, we're both on this mortgage together, man, and
right.
Anything I decide, she fights. So she's a hard nut to crack, and she doesn't really trust me very much with anything, which is crazy because I'm not that kind of guy, and I just don't understand it all. But anyway, no, that's it, man. Like I said, this other company, I don't know, it's Cash Bar or something company. I don't know what it's.
Yeah.
365 or something.
Okay. So, you were still looking to get around that range if you worked with somebody that you like?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So 250 to 280. Okay. And I mean, is she being cooperative with everything?
She's on board. She's on board to sell it, but it's almost like if I pick somebody, she's being reluctant. But she doesn't know the first thing. If you call her right now and talk about the house, she won't be able to answer these questions to you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, she may have learned a little bit over the last 4 or 5 visits that we've had with people like listening, but she doesn't know. I mean, I do the plumbing, I do the electrical work, I do all of that. Not just here, but other places. And so, plus, I've flipped homes before. I understand it
nice.
all. I just
you get it.
I'm even part here. I do something called NOREA. It's a New Orleans real estate group that I meet once a month with the contractors and real estate agents, all that kind of stuff. But she just doesn't believe anything I say, bro. It's 21 years of it, but that's a different story, different copay. But yeah, I mean, she has to be on board, bro. That's the biggest thing. So yeah, right. I mean, if y'all want to make an offer or something, I mean, it's either good, not good, that kind of thing.
Sure. So yeah, I mean, 250 sounds about what an investor would be at. I mean, I'd have to really dig into the numbers. I don't, that sounds like a reasonable range based off the condition you described to me, but I don't know if we could do 250, but if we could, is that something you think you guys will both feel comfortable moving forward with?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's going to have to be. Again, I got this other company calling me back too. I'm not going to sit here and negotiate and back and forth. And
right.
Because at the end of the day, what's a few $1,000? Now it's just time to get out. But so that's just kind of how it is, man. And that's so the lowest we got was 250. The highest we got was 280. She didn't like the 280, so I told her to go with the guy with 250. And and then so it's just like whatever, man. But I'm not going to go below 250.
Yeah,
I already have offers for that.
Yeah, no, but you get it. Like your experience and your fair. It sounds like you know what you're doing. So, no, that's great. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't want to say yes or no to the 250. I'm going to crunch some numbers here real quick to see if we can. If we can, was this something that you and her were ready to get the ball rolling on?
Sure. Yeah, as soon as possible. I mean, that'd be better.
All right, perfect. Well, No promises. Let me crunch some quick numbers. Can I call you back at this number shortly?
Yeah, call me back. I have a guest over that paints and just to look at the house and stuff. But yeah, call me back.
Okay, will do. Thank you, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Bye.
All right, bye.
This is an easy deal. There's no way. So a couple of things. Let me break this down to you guys real quick. Number one, the estimated value on this home is $560,000. I found, let me see. I found how many bedroom bathrooms is this? This is a 4.3, 2,000 square feet. It's a large house. I found a flip, and I don't know about you guys. When I run comps, is that somebody else? When I run comps, I don't do the 70% rule thing. I mean, in some instances I do, but what I really care about, if I'm going to sign the property, all I care about is what are similar properties going for to other investors, right? I found one. Okay, I found one that an investor bought for $275,000. This is, by the way, this is the neighbor's house. Let me see. Oh, yeah, right across the street. So this investor bought this for, let me look at the transaction history here. I mean, this is fully renovated. Let's see. They bought this for $275,000. And then they flipped it and sold it for $440,000. So what that tells me, and this is one bedroom less. What that tells me is that I know I have to be below 275. Now, I don't want to give the number. He basically just laid it out for me, and I want to make sure I press into the pain point. It sounds like, he's a little bit more reserved. He doesn't like wasting time. You need MLS access here because non-disclosure. But look at this property. I mean, this is fully renovated. This investor bought this for $275,000. So what that means is this: if I want to make at least 10, well, I know that I don't want to be above. I don't want to be above 260 or 265. Okay. So this is what I like to do when they accept an offer. I don't want to jump on it. I don't want to say, yes, I'm going to jump on it. Let's do it. I want to crunch the numbers, review with my partner or whatever. I want to crunch the numbers. And I got his commitment. Now, the thing is, his wife's on the deed. So I don't expect him to sign. I don't expect him to sign on the spot. And I'm not going to push for him to sign. I mean, he could sign, but it doesn't matter if his the other person's not going to sign, his ex-wife. So, yeah, I think this is a good one from what I see. And then I'm looking at some other comps. Let me see. Some of these are smaller. But, yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh, bring me up. Oh, yeah, I got you. What do you think, sir?
What happened, man? I was out in the audience. You had me locked out, bro.
Oh, no. You got to let me work. I
got you. Yeah, man. Obviously, great call. You got the motivation out of the seller. Very important. Definitely a lot of feedback in the Discord. So I'm seeing a lot of people commenting in the Discord. But I want to ask you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me get in that Discord, man. What?
Look at the Discord. I don't know if there's a way we could get even a chat on the live so that people can see, what the comments are.
I can't
because they're popping, man. They're popping.
What are you guys saying?
But I will ask you this, right? One of the things that a lot of the people in the Discord do is they'll put them on the brief hold. They don't let the seller get off the phone. Now, I know you said you don't want to push them. You don't want to push them. But I understand, the wife's involved in the decision-making process. Why not try to see, or schedule an appointment, to get the wife on the phone to review everything and, make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I like to do, I don't want to jump on it too quickly. I could get her on the phone and say, hey, let's get her on the phone. But the thing is, in earlier conversation, I could tell he's the decision maker. So I don't know if it would help her. If it's an ex, if it's a divorce lead, I don't like getting them on a three-way. If anything, I like meeting those people in person or sending an agent there, right? But what I try to do is get commitment from one party. If one person has their foot in, the other person's going to follow at some point. But my style, at least, is I get the numbers, I get the commitment, and then I take a step back. And then I don't do it on the spot. I actually call them back, and he has somebody painting there anyway, right? So I take all things into consideration. Are you there? I could hear him talking to somebody. He has somebody painting. You know, is he in a place where he has time to review a contract? I don't send out contracts unless, number one, they're on the phone and they have about 5 or 10 minutes to only lock in with me.
Pardon me, I think this might be a seller calling. Let me see who this is real quick. This might be one of the sellers.
Somebody's calling you back?
This is John.
John, this is Denise Hensley. I was returning your call.
Hey, Denise. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, I got a request to sell from you. Let me get it pulled up here. Denise, you had that property in Kentucky in Leachfield, correct? That one was on Briarwood Drive.
Yes, I'm in Litchfield.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So you're thinking about selling that one?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let me get it pulled up here. But in the meantime, catch me up to speed. What's got you thinking about selling?
Well, that was our home we had built in '94, and in 2017 we had moved, and we had that property, which we rented it to our daughter for 2 years, and then our son moved in there for 6 years, and then he moved because he wanted to downsize, and we had 2 other properties. We just have one of them, but my husband was planning to retire and just mess with the rentals. And I mean, he'd done electric and plumbing and carpentry and everything, and he was just going to retire and mess with that.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed away. And I don't know plumbing or electric or carpentry, and I'm just really not interested in, doing that stuff. And I mean, I know I can do property management and, just rent it back out. Because like I said, we rented it out to, my son and my daughter. And then, the other place was still rented. And I told them all, back when he passed that, I mean, I wasn't going to make anybody move or make anybody do anything. And I just wanted to, when they moved out, then I would kind of felt my way around and decide what to do with it. Like I said, my son moved in October.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really, I don't want to hunt for another tenant, try to find a good tenant, rent it out and all that stuff. So I was just rather just sell it.
Wow. When did all this happen? I mean, it seems like a lot's going on right now.
Well, he passed in August 21. Like I said, I mean, my daughter moved in there in 17 when we moved, and she lived there till 19. And then my son moved in there, but like I said, back in October, he decided that he wanted to move and just kind of downsize, because I was kind of thinking that maybe he would buy it, and just stay there in it, that he wanted something smaller because it's just him. I mean, he's got children, but they're grown and they're not at home, So, so I just rather just sell it. I don't know. It needs some things done, and my son Michael, he replaced deck boards and did some things, that needed to be done. But like, there's a really large deck on it, and it needs, probably just torn down and a new one put up, or repairs. Either way, I don't know how you can repair it like that. I think it just needs to be replaced, which would probably be good 10,000, 12 maybe to have it replaced.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing that I feel like is kind of a con to it is, there's a little brook, that runs like right along the side yard. And it needs some attention. When the kids were little, we always were in it, and taking sticks out of it and moving rocks and doing things. And, but before we had moved, my husband cut the tree down that was right there beside it, which I told him that probably wasn't a good idea because, that was probably keeping that from eroding some, with the tree roots and everything being there, but he cut it. So it does kind of now need a retaining wall system. And I've talked to several different people. I've got a few quotes, and then I had a good friend of mine that works for the county come out and kind of gave me a real good suggestion for it. But like I said, I'm just not interested in doing any of that. I would rather just sell it as is and just be done with it. Everybody keeps saying, well, why don't you just move back over there? But I really am not, not interested in moving back over there either. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now.
Well, I can understand, lots going on, and I'm happy to help you, kind of navigate through this.
Well, I've had, offers already.
That V8, they're going crazy.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just this past weekend, I put a sign out, just in the yard, and like I said, I've had a few calls and a few different things, but I was kind of just, I don't know. I'm not like in a huge hurry where I got to do it tomorrow, but it is what I want to, to do is to just sell it. So what do? Do you actually buy places and then sell them, or you're just like a realtor? Or because I haven't placed it with a realtor, and I'm not really interested in placing it with a realtor. My youngest daughter is a realtor, so if I was going to put it with a realtor, I'd probably just put it with her. So I didn't know. I just saw the ad, so I was like, no, I thought I would just inquire and see, what the deal is.
Well, to give you a little context on what I do a little bit of everything, right? I work with realtors. I'm not an agent myself. Usually I work with homeowners that are looking to sell their property as is. We'll agree to a ballpark, of what I think it might be worth. And then, I'll kind of decide, does this make sense for me and my portfolio individually? Or does it make sense to maybe fix up and list it with an agent? Or maybe it's in livable condition day one and we have a local family that we could place there, so I get kind of creative on, how I can work with people. It just really depends on the situation.
Yes.
I understand from what you've shared, it sounds like this probably needs some work. Is it livable right now, you think, or do you think?
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's absolutely livable. But there's nothing wrong with the house at all. Like I said, the main thing that I feel like is the brook, needs to be, have some TLC, but like I said, and I mean, I've had some estimates on that, and on the deck also. Like I said, if my husband was alive, well, it wouldn't be an issue because he would just be doing the rental by himself. But, he would, tear the deck down, replace it, repair it, whatever, and I mean, but I don't do that stuff. I mean, I guess I can Google it and try.
While you're following along, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Zillow pulled up on the Discord with PropStream, going through all the seller info, gathering all the information that we need, understanding how many other properties they have. We're going to run the numbers together and present an offer. Our goal is to get an agreement signed. If she's driving, I'm going to have her pull over real quick. We'll review this, and we'll have her tap on the DocuSign.
That I was going to try to see if I could match and replace. I don't know how in the world my son broke it. I don't know what he did, but like I said, it's a piece of solid wood baseboard or solid oak. Baseboard, and he broke it somehow. So, like I said, I was trying to fix that. A few little tinkery, not leaks, like that plumbing things that I don't like the looks of them, so I would like them fixed because I know he had left some water on. There's a garage That's got a loft apartment upstairs, and he had left some water on out there or something that it broke or froze.
So while she's telling the story, right, I'm looking at what's sold, what's for sale. I want to get an idea of like where I got to be at. I got to be competitive. I want to look at what's low to high. I only want to look at houses.
But I mean, other than that, no, it's just tinkery, tinkery stuff.
I gotcha.
But,
well,
and I just replaced. Well, there's a new roof on the house, the garage, and the lean-to. Because there's a lean-to on the back of the garage, and it's got a new metal roof on all those. And then I just HVAC system is like 2 years old. So it's pretty much new also. I don't know. So what do you think, John? Where are you located?
so I'm actually from Maryland, and I do the business virtually. So I have boots on the ground that are local that I'd be able to send there, to go manage the property, take photos, meet you there if we need be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look and kind of see, what's currently available and what's recently sold. And that's how I'm going to come up with my offer to you. Based off of what you're kind of telling me, it seems like it's in livable condition, but maybe it needs, some cosmetic remodel. Is that kind of where you think we're at right now, or?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all that would keep you from living in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the main thing's that side deck. I just need to, have it tore down, and somebody wants to put a deck there, they can. I mean, because if I take the deck down, there isn't going to be anything there outside the doors. And it's
that's just
up a little high.
You step outside and you fall right down.
Yes, you would fall right down.
Okay.
There was no deck there, and there was a deck on the back of the house,
mm-hmm.
and my husband actually built a sunroom on the back of the house where the deck was.
Oh, wow.
And yes, which for a while, because there was a big tree right there, and there was the deck, and the deck was built around the tree, and it had a bench around it, and I really liked it. And then he took a notion that he wanted, like I said, he's a city boy, and he just wanted to cut all the trees down for whatever reason. But we kind of got an argument about that tree, because I really liked it. I liked the bench and the back deck, how it was. But he cut that tree down and built the sunroom, just a little extra room back there. And he put doors on each side of it, on each end. And then he built the deck that went from that back sunroom all the way to the front porch. And the front porch goes the length of the house. And he took those rails off of the end so that you could step on to the deck. And the deck was really nice. We have, when we have get-togethers for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, just our children, their spouses, and our grandkids is like 34 people. So, we needed a big deck, and we needed big stuff, the room and everything. So it's really nice, but like I said, he's been passed since 21, and we moved out of there in 17, and I guess it just things weren't maintained the way that they needed to be, so the deck, is in need of repair or, whatever, a replacement. But, so now I guess you can, if somebody didn't want to go deck, or they wanted to just build a little deck off that back sunroom door and then put the railings back up on the front porch, where you don't step off of there. Because, I don't know. I never realized we were going to move. I thought, like I said, we had it built in 94. We raised kids there.
Yeah.
I just thought that's where we were going to be. But then in 17, we moved because he liked this other place that had like 5 acres. And it's really nice. And it's like the driveway's a quarter mile long. You can't even see it from the road, And so we moved over there. And like I said, we had all these grand plans. They just didn't work out.
Well, sometimes plans don't work out, but it's the memories, along the way that matter the most, right?
It is. Yeah.
So I know you said you've got this one, and I guess you said you've got another property nearby.
Yes. That's why I said he had a little monopoly going on.
Yeah.
He had this place, and then at the top of the hill, there's a mobile home. And that was his parents. They had bought that and moved down here. And then his dad passed away, and then eventually, mom passed away. And so he bought his sister's house, and, he rented that. And, we still rent it. And then there's a cabin back behind it that we own, that I sold it. It'll be 2 years in September that I sold it. Like I said, the monopoly thing was never my thing. It was his, and he was good at it. He enjoyed it. And, guess the joke's on me, because I used to tell him that, no, he could have it, and I don't like playing Monopoly, but now I'm having to play Monopoly, and I really just don't like it.
Oh. Well, I mean, if you get rid of these, what would your next step be? I mean, what would you want to do? If Monopoly is not the game you want to play, what would you do with the proceeds?
I'm getting rid of this one. Yeah, and then, like I said, I already sold the cabin, and I do want to sell the house. And then when that tenant moves out up there, I'll probably sell it too. I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me, Airbnb it, do this and do that, but I'm not interested. That's not what my interest is. I already have some property in the middle of Litchfield that actually do property management for my son. He was in Maryland, actually.
Oh, no kidding.
Well, he's lived up there twice. He lived in Baltimore, then he lived in Ellicott City.
Okay.
One of my grandsons was born at Bethesda.
Oh, no kidding. I went to school there.
Did you count that? He was born up there, and then, but when he lived there, he bought this 6-unit apartment building. It's like their little efficiency units. And there's 6 little units in there. And he was in Maryland at the time, like I said, so he had this wonderful idea that mom could be his property manager, and so I told him okay, and I did it, and I still am doing it to this day. I mean, he's talking about selling that too. He's getting ready he wants to put a new roof on it and do some things. But so like I said, I got roped into kind of doing the property management, even though I don't want to. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
well, what do you want to do? Clearly you've been playing Monopoly.
Really, what I would like to do, I would like to just sell everything and run away.
Okay. Well, let's see.
The house that I live in, it's way too big.
Okay.
And I've talked to my dad, and what I've been thinking that I'll do, like with that, I was like, I'm just going to get him to build a wall upstairs, the living room, a foam wall that blocks up the stairwell, and I'm going to live in the basement in the other house, and then maybe just Airbnb that top part off, and see if it just, make me some income and pay for itself or whatever. But that's still work in progress, so I'm working on that now. But I don't know, because like I said, that's kind of not my wheelhouse. But
I hear you. Well, sometimes you got to take things one step at a time here. So with this one here, in addition to the property that we were looking at on Briarwood Drive, is there any other property that you'd want to sell along with it?
Well, I mean, I have other lots back there, but like I said, I hadn't even thought about that. So, because the house actually sits on lot 66 and 67 is the lots that the house is on. Okay. And then I own the 2 lots behind those, and then I think there's 3 or 2 more that are back there on that same.
This is called Regrid for everybody in the Discord. I'm showing you guys a tool. This is great to see parcel data. Great for land stuff. It'll show you, okay, who owns what at a glance. And it's George is the guy. Denise, George, Hensley.
I mean, and not all the lots are.
And I've got all the lots that she's talking about right here in front of us
They're
here.
selling out here anywhere from, you know, 6,000 to 10,000, and that's with no electric, no water, no septic, trees on it. I know the one right on the corner across from the trailer at the top of the hill. Somebody bought that lot on that corner for $10,000. I mean, it was just a little wooden lot, you know, just a wooden lot. There's nothing.
Wow.
But they cut trees down and stuff, and they made like a little driveway in there, and they would come down and camp and stuff. And then we had a storm and kind of lost some trees right there, and they had to come down and clean that up and whatever. And they kind of haven't even been back. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then my brother had one back the road, back behind where the house is, and it's like on back further. It had no electric, no nothing. And his was more kind of on an incline, fully kind of, and that was sold for $6,000. I don't get it, but so I don't know. Like I said, I think my husband had a good plan going on. He had, you know, he had something good going on in his head that he was going to achieve. So.
Well, I mean, you still are in a great spot. You know, even have some properties that you can sell. You know, you're in a great spot. You know, so he's done a great job. So I'll ask you this. So for Briarwood Drive, do you know what the bed bath count is on that property?
Yes. I mean, we had that built in 94. Nobody's ever lived there but us.
Okay.
And it's got like $10,000 worth of custom-made oak cabinets that are really nice. I mean, I was really impressed when he came and done the cabinets. That was kind of his craft, this guy that came and done it. He saw things that I didn't even see. You know, it's got a little sport thing, like the pull-out drawer where the trash cans go, and microwave spot. You know, it's really nice. Like I said, I was kind of just telling him what I wanted, and he was like, well, how about this? And he just starts going with it, and it turned out beautifully. Yeah, and like I said, he done the wood trim, too, that I ended up breaking in the hallway somehow. But, so, I mean, we're the only ones that have ever lived there. And then my husband did have, like, a bath remodel done on the main bathroom in the hallway. Like all the kids have grown up and stuff, so that's got like a stand-up shower in it now. It doesn't have a tub. Like I said, he would get these crazy things. Like in the kitchen where the utility room and all that is, at the end it was a utility room and a window or a back door, sliding glass door in the dining room, or it was, it's pretty sure now, that he put a window in where that door was.
We're past that 20-minute mark. When you get to about 20 minutes, that's where you know, like, you've established rapport with the seller. You know, this person is definitely, you know, open to working with you. They don't stay on the phone this long if there's not something that could come of this. Now, we just got to dial in on the price and make sure that we're in the same ballpark. And if we are, you know, I'm going to shoot to get the agreement sent out to them.
So it's still a bath. So there's 2 full baths, 3 bedrooms, the sunroom that he built on, and then, like I said, the garage has a loft apartment up there. Then there's a lean-to. I actually helped build the lean-to. My dad and I built that on the back of the garage.
Wow.
But then now Michael did tell me I need to put down some more subflooring or something in there because when a tree had fallen on the lean-to, stuff back there was why I went on and replaced all the roof. But he said that water had got in there on it, so that needs to be replaced. I hadn't thought about that until I just was talking about it. It needs to do some flooring down on it. But what else?
So 3 beds, 2 baths with the sunroom.
Yes.
And roughly, you know, square footage wise, how big do you think it is?
Like right at 12, probably.
1,200?
Yeah, with the sunroom and stuff. I think. I don't know. I'm not real good at it, but that's what I would think.
Okay. And just because I don't have a picture in front of me yet, is it brick or is it like a stick-built home with siding on it? What is it built out of here?
Ranch-style home.
Ranch-style home. Okay.
Yeah, it's a ranch-style. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I've got pictures, you know, I can send you. And a lot of people, they ask, you know, if it's a modular home, I'm just like, no, it's, I mean, they built it from the ground up. I mean, I've got pictures that we took on the weekends come down when they was building it and stuff.
Okay. Well, did you have an idea of what you'd feel comfortable selling this for?
I was thinking around 250 as it is. That way I'm, you know, a little open that I would, you know, want more than that if I'm gonna have to, you know, fix the deck and things like that. But that's where I was thinking and where I was comfortable, you know, as far as, you know, because it's a nice property, and like I said, it's at the lake. That
Yeah, I see us.
I'm open for offers and for, you know.
So I'll share with you kind of what I'm looking at, right? Because I see I've got Briarwood Drive pulled up here, and it's close to the lake. I see there's one on Ambassador Shores Drive. Okay, that one's a 3-bed, 1-bath home, 1,200 square feet, and that's currently on the market for $235. So I know you said your daughter is an agent. Did she get a chance to kind of review, you know, what's active right now to show you kind of how?
I haven't asked her to. No, I haven't asked her to.
Okay.
And like I said, and that there is 2 bathrooms in the sunroom, and then there's an apartment above the garage, you know, and a garage, big garage.
I hear you. And
yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna go up on that.
I understand. And I always like to just kind of walk through everything that I see. So that way we're on the same page and you understand where I'm coming from. I, of course, understand where you're coming from. I mean, this is the house that you all have a lot of time spent in. I mean, you raise your family here. And everybody that I work with, I understand, you know, this is a big decision to make, right? So I want to make sure that you have all the information you'd need to be able to make an informed decision, right? Now, really, you have 2 options. You know, one of them is definitely you could list this with your daughter, and, you know, you might try to get the most that you possibly can for it. And I would, of course, never discourage anybody, you know, from trying to get the most for it if that's what their goal is. But, you know, the trade-off to trying to get the most for it is if somebody is going to pay the most for this property, their intention is going to be to live in it, right? Whereas somebody like me, if I'm an investor, I'm not going to be able to match, you know, what a homeowner would be able to pay for it, because I'd have to fix it up, relist it on the market to make a profit, right? That's my business. So I always like to set that expectation and just be, you know, straightforward with what my intentions would be. Of course, I'd have to purchase this property at a price that would allow me to budget, you know, for potential repairs, closing costs, agent commission if I go and relist this property. And then, of course, you know, enough to make a profit, yeah, at the end of the day, right? We all have families that we'd have to feed. So I just like to be forthcoming about that and make sure that we're on the same page. And if we are, you know, we can kind of get into where I think we'd probably have to be at, and I'll walk you through how I'm arriving, you know, to this number. And if we're in the same ballpark, you know, I'd be happy to work with you, you know, not only on this property, but any of the other properties that you've got. If you're looking to sell those as well, we certainly can work together. And if not, you know, of course, no worries. But I have an idea of kind of what I think this might be worth. But I'll ask you, I know you said you're not really in any sort of rush to sell it. Are you, you know, kind of considering listing this with your daughter and just letting it sit for a while and see kind of what the market brings? Or are you more so interested in just selling it as is? You don't have to make any of those repairs, but, you know, the trade-off for that, you know, is going to be the potential price, right? Because I've got to be able to budget, you know, to make those repairs if necessary.
Yeah, understand. And no, I just want to get rid of it. I don't want, I've got my house that I live in, I've got that house, I've got the trailer, I've got Jimmy's apartments going on, I have a job 40 hours a week, and I just don't want to do it all. I can't do it all. I don't want to do it all.
Let them tell you the motivation. You know what I'm saying? These are the questions you got to ask them. Set the stage for them to be able to sell you the house.
I would be gung-ho, but, I'm almost 60. I don't want to. My husband retired in June and died in August. Like I said, we had a plan to and now I don't know what my plan is yet. Except for that I know I don't want to be doing all this, and especially by myself.
I hear you. Well, if I could help you, not have to worry about the house anymore, and we could put you in a position where now, you're not responsible for it. I'm sure it's probably not all too much, if it's just kind of sitting right now, but at least it'd still be a weight off your shoulders so that could free you up, to focus on whatever it is you'd like to do next. We could certainly make something happen, but, it really just depends on if you're open, really to selling it to an investor. And obviously we've got to work at the price, because if that property that's, already fixed up and ready, for somebody to move into, that's pretty close, in terms of the property characteristics to your house, is on the market right now for $235. We've got to be able to budget, for what those repairs look like. And if, we got to come in and do flooring, maybe we got to look at the kitchen. These are the types of things we're looking at in order to make repairs.
In the kitchen, I would get a new faucet, which actually I'd already talked to my other son about putting it in for me if I get a new faucet for in the kitchen. And which now the sink, it's porcelain, so it needs to be cleaned because, like I said, my other son was there, and I don't think he really cleaned it and done it like porcelain's supposed to be done. But
what do we think, chat? Is this seller motivated?
I mean, there's nothing really going on in the kitchen. I just got new fridge and range put in there. In October or November, like after he had moved out. I put those in. And like I said, it needs to have, not like big holes or nothing like that, but little just nail holes, with some spackle. I do that all the time because I'm a woman and I do like to hang things on the wall, and sometimes I want to paint and change the color, so I know how to spackle and repair and paint, and all that stuff. That need some of that. Like I said, there's like some of the plumbing things. There's no leaks or nothing going on in it, but I just want to change those pipes back to where they were under the rafters and stuff. And then we did put new carpet in it. I think that was in 19. It was after Brittany moved out. After our daughter moved out, because she had a dog in there, and she ended up, it ended up getting fleas real bad and all this other stuff. I don't know what happened exactly, but
wow.
And then my husband just had it taken out because he was like, wanted to make sure that all the fleas was out, and he said that it just smelled. He didn't like it, so. And then the rest of the living room, kitchen, dining room, and down the hall is birch wood that we had put in. And it could be, just, sand screened and sealed. That's where my husband used to do that, on floors, do floor work and stuff. But it's beautiful wood. But other than that, like I said, there's not like a bunch of stuff that needs to be done where it's trashed out or nothing.
Right.
Other than the deck.
Yeah.
Like I said, the deck is, I don't know. I don't really know what happened. I was talking to my dad about it, and he's just like, why is that? He looked at it because he used to build houses. And he's like, why is that deck doing that? And I was just like, I don't know. And he said, well, that deck, he said, you think it was 30 years old? He's like, which I think it is. Well, I guess it's probably 16 years old now, I guess. But
wow.
And like I say, I don't know, maybe it was just not having the maintenance that it needed or whatever, but Dad said that he thinks that we got bad wood.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been out there yet to see, but you know, termites can sometimes be an issue with the decks, and if you don't, water treat them, that can cause wood logging or water logging, and that can cause the wood to deteriorate. But I'll tell you this: I am pretty sure that I've got an idea of where we've got to be at. Okay, and I want to brace you, of course, for the number that I'm about to present to you, because I feel like this is going to be a much higher offer than I think most people would be able to make. And the reason being is I believe if we can get that deck situated, we may be able to get a homeowner into this house, a lot sooner than maybe somebody that wants to flip this and replace everything. Now, obviously, the margin of profit is going to be smaller for us, but it's going to be a quicker turnaround. And I'm trying to help you best that I can. But I think that, if you wanted to get this done in the next, let's say, 45, 60 days, we're going to be somewhere in the ballpark of $95 to $110 on this one. And what we can do is take care of all of the closing costs. So that would be a net number to you. All you'd be responsible for would be any mortgage or back taxes. And you wouldn't have to worry about paying any commissions. We can, get this done at your pace. And I think, if there's anything that you'd like to take, we can certainly help you make that happen. But that's probably going to be the price point that's going to get this done, in the next 45, 60 days. The alternative, is listing it and seeing, what the market's going to tell you it's worth. Honestly, if it's going to need repairs, it's going to be an investor, that buys it one way or the other. The only difference is if you decide to work with an agent. I know that you've got your daughter, so, you may be able to save, some of the commission cost there, but still you'd need to be able to incentivize people, to want to sell the property. And if it's going to go to an investor regardless, you might as well keep what you would spend on that commission and, work with somebody that'd be able to give you a number that'd be a net number to you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your advice and stuff and your time, which like I said, I put a sign up in the yard last weekend and I've already had 2 offers for $200,000. Well, one was 201 and the other one was 2,000, or 200,000. So I guess I'll just keep the sign in the yard and kind of see what goes on. And one of those was an investor. That's why he said that he, that's as much as he could do because of the repairs and stuff that it needed.
And they offered you $200,000 for it?
He offered me 200, yes, cash actually.
Okay.
And then the other one was just some people that were driving by, looking around, and they ended up going down there and they saw the sign, and that's what she said, that 201, which that was, through the bank or whatever, but 201 was as much as they could go.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll just hold out and see, what happens with it.
Do you still have their number?
Yes. Yeah, I've got both their numbers still.
Was there any reason that you didn't, accept that offer when they made it? I feel like that's a pretty generous offer at 200.
Yeah, well, because Dad and Jerry, my son, one of my other sons, they both just said, well, you just put that sign out there, just hold off and see what happens, So, and like I said, I saw on, I think it was Instagram, or where it was Instagram or Facebook, there was like a thing about selling your house, and so I was just sitting there at work because it's really slow on Friday afternoons usually, and I filled that out and then you could call.
Sure.
But I was just trying to see, what's going on because, like I said, I'm not a realtor or an investor, and just trying to get the lay of the land, I guess, and figure it all out. And I guess I'll just do what they said and just hold off and see what happens, I guess.
Well, what's got you, still unsure? I mean, I think 200,000 is a really great offer. I mean, I would be really excited, to hear that number. Did you feel like that person was serious, that they could move forward?
Oh yeah, I mean, he seemed serious for sure. I don't know. I guess what kept me from it, is that, like I said, I just put that sign out there, and I don't really know anything about any of it. And like now, the cabin, I sold the cabin. I listed it for 109, and it was just like just a little rustic cabin. It's not on a big piece of property. It's not nice. The bathroom was really little. Had 2 little bedrooms upstairs, kind of like, I don't know, remind me of like Little House on the Prairie kind of thing.
Okay.
So, and I listed it for 109, and I ended up having 3 people, and I put it on Marketplace on Facebook. And the next morning, the response was insane, and I had 3 people arguing over it, and I ended up selling it to one of them for 111. And the same was with the thing. It's like a lot of people, they're just wanting to buy them for like Airbnb and Verbos, and 2 of those were, and then the one, they were just wanting a place at the lake, and that's who I ended up selling it to. But, so maybe I just need to go ahead and give them a call, I guess, and see, and just be done with it.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised that somebody would make that offer, to tell you the truth, just kind of based off what I'm seeing here. I'm looking at, what's available right now. And
well, but you can't tell. I don't know. I guess that is how y'all tell that looking around what's,
yeah, I would take it. I would take that offer, at 200. I would call them. I would take that offer. Because, I'm seeing stuff even sitting, over 2 months now in that 200,000 range. And it's got acreage, right? So I'm looking at, 3.6 acres, 3 beds, 2 baths. And this home, is 1,600, almost 1,700 square feet. And that's listed.
Right.
That's on Oakland Drive. And that one's listed. I'd seriously consider, that offer. I feel like that's a very fair offer. My question would be, if maybe they get in there, did they go inside? Did they take a look at it?
Yeah. Well, the woman didn't, but they did stop and they looked around outside and stuff. They didn't go inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guy, he did. No, he came over and he looked under the house and in the house and all around, and
Did you let them know that you would not be making any repairs? You want to sell it as is?
Yeah, well, that's what he told me. He said, that as is.
Okay.
And that's what he said he couldn't do any more than that. He said because he was going to have to take care of the deck and and all that stuff. So
right. Yeah, I feel like that's a really generous offer.
Okay, well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, I don't really know about any of it. I just know that I can't be the one.
To fix it up?
Yeah, to just do the whole, fixing it up, selling it. I don't want to rent it. I don't want to find other tenants, and you still have everything. You still have to pay insurance. You still have to pay taxes. You still have to do all the repairs. You still, I can't. I just can't.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'd say. Let's stay in touch. I would encourage you to reach out to them and see, if they're really serious about moving forward. And if anything changes, please give me a call back. Because I think, regardless, it's going to go to an investor. So you might as well save, what you would spend on the commissions and the closing costs. If I could take care of that for you, I know that my offer is lower than what you may have heard, but why don't we try to schedule a time to reconnect maybe next week? And if you hear back from them and they're serious and they want to move forward at that price, absolutely go for it. And if, anything changes, we can continue the conversation where we left it.
Okay. Well, we'll just try it at the 1st of June after the holiday and stuff. But I'll be in Ohio next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, and I appreciate your time and all your input.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Denise. And please, I'll send you a text. I think you already have my name, but please save me as a contact and I'll check back in with you. Hopefully, he's serious and he's ready to move forward at that price. But I just really think that that's probably about double what this would be worth based off of what is selling in the area. So, if he's going to live in it and he loves this house and, this is the home, this is his dream home, it may make sense for him. But if it's an investor, we're all kind of following the same formula. So, I think he's probably going to have to reevaluate his offer. And, if he does, I'll be here.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, I
Denise.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. And we'll be in touch, come June.
Okay.
All
Sounds good. You enjoy your holiday and be safe, and I'll talk to you later on then.
Likewise, you too. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man, I think that that's not a real price point, that's going to be able to move. What do you think? I can't hear you, Steven. You're on mute.
No, I was saying that's a crazy offer, whoever offered that. Dang, I was on the Discord, but it was really hard to hear. I don't know if you saw, but it's like really, really choppy. But on your end, you sounded great. So the height, like she got off for, she said for 200, was it?
200,000. Yep. And I pulled it up live on the Discord so that everybody could see in real time how I'm running my numbers. I mean, I'm seeing houses that are smaller than this one going listed at 200, but then we see, a similar style house. It might not be a manufactured home, but she made a comment that revealed that people thought that her house was a manufactured home. Mm-hmm. And so I figured it may be comparable, and that's sitting on the market at 215. So, that house isn't going to get 215. She's not on the water. She's close to it. That other house is just as close to it. The water is not the appeal for the property. Nobody's going to pay more for it. They don't have lake access. You got to compare apples to apples. And if this person isn't motivated, get them off the phone, hop on the phone with the next person.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't hear the part when you asked her, why didn't she take it? What did she say?
She said she just put the sign in the yard and she wanted to, field her offers. She wasn't ready to just jump on, the first offers that came through.
Okay. Well, you built great rapport with her. I mean, I just heard you most of the time, but you sounded great. You're patient. That's one thing a lot of people don't have is like, when you're that deep in the conversation, you've established rapport, credibility, and trust. And, you just got to put her in the follow-up bucket. But
yep. And that's the biggest thing. I think, biggest takeaway is not every lead is ready to go, on that first call,
Exactly. Don't expect a one call close. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to say about this guy. He accepted the offer, but here's the thing. I knew this was coming. Trust me. I knew this was coming. So, obviously he's going through a divorce. He's co-parenting. I would remember this is an ex-spouse. The only way. So while you were on the call with her, this lady, I had to call him back, but he said that the only communication he has with her is through a co-parenting app. So I don't know if there's any divorced dads out there, but there's an app that the court has that I don't know if you can send a DocuSign on there. So he had somebody at the house painting or something. He accepted the offer. He's going to communicate that offer with his ex on the app, and we have a follow-up call on Monday. But if it was his wife, though, that lived in the house, you best believe I'm going to say, hey, get her on the phone or meet in person. But anytime it's a divorce lead, at least from my experience, it never works out. Like, I tried it a couple times, and it's just like you can almost feel the tension on the phone. And they both have to sign. And if one party doesn't agree, it's like, forget it. So I don't push on those. I get commitment and I sit back. I know I'm going to get that guy. He's definitely going to sign. He was trying to keep me on the phone a little bit, building rapport, all that stuff. But yeah, he's ready to go. But how do you feel about this lady though? Is it somebody? How often would you follow up with somebody like that?
Maybe, if I don't have any other leads that are a priority, I'll reach back out to her.
Yeah.
Come June, I'll try to give it a week and see where she's at. Even though we said, okay, come June, you'll be in touch. I may send her a text next week, to see, did she get back on with this guy? I'm sure people have probably heard this, buyers are liars, sellers are worse. Everybody's got an emotional story, right? That's why they're selling this property, right? Mm-hmm. So you can listen, you can empathize, you can feel what the person's feeling without getting emotionally invested or involved, in the conversation, right? And that's so important, so key. I believe people really need to take that and implement it so that they're not, inflating their numbers and they're not afraid, to set a realistic expectation. Because here's the reality. That guy that may have offered her $200,000 may not have, taken a look at the market, right? Maybe he's going to have a due diligence period where he goes and he sees what else is available.
Maybe he started yesterday,
Absolutely. Maybe he heard about wholesale. He saw this video or another video and thought, okay, maybe I should go make an offer.
I can do this. Let me double the offer, lock it up, and mess it all up.
Right. And that's the reality, right? But when you're firm on your number and you set a realistic expectation with the seller, it's only a matter of time until, unfortunately, they get disappointed because that person won't be able to do anything at that price, right? I think that we might be able to sell this and get it, gone quick around maybe 149. Maybe that's where I would list it. Maybe it sells for 139, right? Yeah. So if we have it under contract, 139 it sells, we got it under contract somewhere in the ballpark of like 95, right? Because that's the expectation that I set with that seller. That's a potential $32,000 spread, right? We don't want to be talking about these 5K opportunities on these houses sub 200K. I'm telling you, like they always dry up. So don't be afraid, to tell the seller what your number is. Don't be afraid to be the lower offer and move on.
Yeah. Hey, Craig, you got some explaining to do to the Discord. Somebody asked a question.
Yeah, coming at me.
What happened,
no, nothing. Everyone's just like, what's the price? What's the price? What's the price? And I'm like, so I just dipped out, man. I just said, hey, I'm out. I said, one of y'all will drop a link in there or something to set up.
Yeah, John will connect the community on it. But you tell them that you said it's not a one price fits all. Can you touch on that a little bit? Because there's going to be a lot of new people that want to know. Definitely. Because like there's no pricing on the site. Is this real? Like what's going on?
I'll preface this before you get into that, brother. I'll preface this by letting everybody in here know, like this community, it's really a no bullshit zone. You got to shoot these people straight. These people, we're really doing this business. We just want to know, like, we don't really care for the sales stuff. And that's nothing against anybody here. We respect you all, respect the hustle. We respect Lead House and the leads. We've got some great quality conversations. Steven he's about to lock that guy up, right? So the leads, they're motivated, right? But
yeah,
let's tell these people, what they want to know so that they can make the decision, if they want to get signed up here.
Yeah. So one size fits all, dude. It's not how we roll. Like if you guys want a price, meet with us. We'll figure something out based on your budget. But I got people spending $100K a month. I got people spending a couple K a month. So it depends on how much they're looking to invest in. Also, guys, I don't want to be the reason why your business fails. If you come to me and say, hey, I want PPC leads, well, everybody does, right? But also there's a massive commitment that comes involved in these things. Sometimes these leads come in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. By the time you get to them in the morning, some dude in Hawaii already locked up that deal and you just missed out on a 50K spread. Yeah. So we're super realist about this. because I've been through it, right? You know, so I know what it is. So when it comes to stuff like this, like we want to be your last resort, right? But not saying like, hey, your business is on the form of failing. It's, hey, I've done cold call. I like it. I get deals. I've done SMS. I've done direct mail. I've gotten deals in every one of these channels. Then you add us in.
Hey, let me touch on that real quick, Craig, because that is one of the biggest questions I had when I signed up with you guys is like, well, what's the price? Well, you guys operate a little bit differently, right? Other PPC companies have a flat price because it's also a bidding kind of system. It's not based on market exclusivity. So like the previous provider I had, they were awesome, but it was like $5,000 starting price, whether you guys are able to customize it a little bit based on the person's needs. Another thing you guys talk about is you don't accept newbies. You know, can you talk a little bit about that and why that is?
So I would say the reason why, like I just mentioned, we don't want to be the reason why you have to go back to work a 9 to 5, right? If you spend, because we lock you in. Once you're in with us, you're in it for 3 months. Non-refundable deposit. It's you know, if you dip out after 30 days, we're keeping it. The reason is because we want you long term. People who don't understand marketing, give it a month, give it a week. They're not trying to do this long term. And a transaction pre-COVID, John, you can vouch for me on this. We could get them done in 2 to 3 weeks. In reality, not anymore. Will it happen? I've seen crazier shit happen in my life. I've done a deal in 6 days, start to finish. It's the reality is that time does not, it doesn't work like that anymore. These deals usually take 30, 45 days. By the time we're going to bill you again for that next month, your deal hasn't closed yet. You don't have money to pay us. So keep some reserves, you know, have something aside. Like I said, we're realists in this. We do this business.
We're a scaling business. Like we're a scaling partner. We're not a like, let's get your first deal. Let's not even get your second deal because if you got, we would like our perfect client is already doing several deals a month and they're looking to just supercharge that. And that's who we'll crush it for. We've just, whenever we work with newbies, they don't have budgets enough to really get the ground swell going. Any marketing campaign, this is some game for anybody. Any type of marketing channel, you should give it a minimum of 6 months to just prove whether it works for you. And with ours, it's in a serious financial investment. Cold call for 6 months, you'll get better at it. I bet in 6 months from now, you'll be better than you were 6 months ago. Same thing with this. We're an advertising company. And results improve over time. We also have several meetings about, is it working for you? Give us feedback on the leads. We make tweaks. So if we only have like one meeting, right, and we're able to make tweaks, it's not able to determine whether this works or not. I can tell Steven, we've tweaked his campaign. Times we've gotten leads for a campaign like the one we just ran to generate these leads. This has been years of work to put into it with these to get it to where it is today. So yeah, it's just one size doesn't fit all. Like Craig said, we have guys spending $100K with us. We have guys spending $2K with us. It's just what makes sense for you and your market. If you're in a market of 200,000 people and you only work in your backyard, that's a lot different than guys who do it like from Colombia doing it, can do deals any state in the country, right? Your campaign is going to need a different level of budget towards it. So we're going to customize it to whatever makes most sense for you guys is how we like answer the price question.
Yeah. And also a huge thing too, guys, is we don't know anything about you and your team. So just throwing a price at me, dude, how many people do you have on staff? Like, let's meet, let's talk, let's see if your goals align with ours. If it's just you going solo, then you don't need to spend $100,000 a month. You know, it's just you. If you got a team of 20 people, then you can justify spending $100K a month. And I'm just saying out there for an extreme example, but we need to know a little bit about you too, what's going on, how your CRM's set up, how your process is set up before you can justify spending any money with us or with any marketing source, you know? So it's not like, hey, we're trying to hard sell you on anything. If y'all want leads, tap in. But, you know, we definitely need to see a little more behind the scenes first to see if we're even a right fit.
I think that, you know, they're interested in the leads. They want to consider tapping in, but they want to know like, well, what are the minimums, right? And I mean, I understand where they're coming from as well. You know, if they don't necessarily want to invest the time on the call, you know, without knowing for sure, like, does it really make sense? But one of the questions that we've got on the Discord is, what's the benefit of someone going with you guys rather than a PPC company if you're only looking for people who are ready to spend?
I don't think it's just like that. So I could ask both of you guys, if you guys were about to go run your own Facebook ads campaign, what would you be willing to throw at that thing, right? Like that's going to be a different answer for both of you, right? So I can't tell you what the price is if I don't know what you're willing to work with. If you want us to spend $100K a month, that's going to need a lot of creative, the actual creative assets, videos, static images. That's going to cost more for us to run $100K a month campaign versus a starting campaign. Maybe you're throwing $2K a month at the actual ads. So normally the bare minimum we would even suggest, if you're even doing it yourself, is to throw like willing to spend like $100 a day towards the ad. So like a $3,000 a month rough budget. And that's just throwing out numbers. That's not knowing anything about you. I would suggest that to anybody, whether you work with us or anybody, expect and be prepared to spend that. Well, I can say that when we run a campaign, depending on how specific you guys cater it to you, whether you guys only do single family homes and they can't have swimming pools and they have to be in this school district, that lead's going to cost a lot more, right? If you guys are just like, hey, I'm looking for people who have a house they want to sell that is off market, then I could say we generate those for on average between out the door 100 to 150, depending on the market. Ones like you guys have called today, and that's with all of our fees and back end included. You can times that by whatever number you want to create a budget for yourself.
So big thing, minimum, I'd say at least 3K, probably 3,500 minimum. Guys, 3-month commitment, right? That's out the door. Okay. So setting those expectations, that's the minimum. These guys don't work with just anybody. We're not trying to get you, to your first deal. Like they said, right? You guys got to be in a position where you know what to do on the phone. So you're not fumbling these leads that you're paying good money for, right? And when you get on the phone with these leads that are quality, that are motivated, you know how to handle the call, right? So just setting realistic expectations with the people that are in here. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the side chat if you guys are appreciative of all of this. And I believe that they are. I'm seeing, now we're talking some tangible numbers, and that's the reality, right? But
also,
I think
sorry, ahead. John, you mentioned earlier how we're different than anybody else. Well, for one is we come from real estate, guys. We're not marketers. We're real estate investors, right? So we know what you're looking for. And two, we give you the options of filtering out leads that submit, that try to get to you, but don't fit your buy box, right? So somebody who says it's listed, somebody says perfect condition, somebody who says timeline is 90 days plus. We have the option of, when they select that filter going through your customer journey, to be thrown in the trash. That way you're not dealing with those people. And your algorithm, your personal algorithm, is going to learn over time not to target people that have a behavior profile based on what that lead that fill in the trash was. So it just gets better and better and better over time. Now it knows exactly what it's looking for. So it's just like it's a snowball effect.
Yep. We could also offer market exclusivity, which most companies won't do, to where we won't work with one of your competitors in your market. You can have exclusive access to our services in your market. So
for the right price.
Yeah, if we have one guy killing it in each market, major MLS market in the country, then we have an incredibly sustainable, awesome business for us at Lead House. And we hated when we were working with PPL companies or other PPC companies, and we would have a lead on the phone, and we would go up to the property, and there'd be another person coming to have a meeting with them as well. So in theory, with our leads, it's like a lot of times unless they're the really desperate people filling out tons of forms, a lot of times we're the first people these people have talked to, and usually the last people they'll talk to as well, because they come in instantaneously. Some of those ones you guys have called were just generated earlier today in the morning. And I'll tell you, once you fill out one of these forms from any of these companies, you're going to start getting 20 different of your competitors on your algorithm trying to buy the house too, serving you ads. So that's why we love to work with people who have CRMs set up with the instant texting, like you talked about earlier. Like a lot of it's really hard for us to do our full thing if you don't have that back end set up already. So that's why we just like to jump on a call, learn a bit about the people, and learn about what their goals are before we do anything, because we have very small team and very limited time. So we don't want to waste our efforts for people who are just starting out or don't have it set up. Sometimes guys get on the call with us, you're like, I'm going to call you back in 2 months when I have that CRM figured out and this figured out, and I have a deal under my belt. So.
And that's totally fair. And we certainly appreciate that, right? We don't want to waste your time.
Sounds
And,
sketchy. Who wrote that? AZ, sounds sketchy. Oh, I don't know what sounds
that on the-
sketchy, but
Where's that at?
oh, I don't know. One of these chats, the comments.
There's
Oh,
always
it's on the
somebody that
YouTube.
thinks it's sketchy, but
Send some
listen,
hugs, AZ.
They just don't they don't have
uh,
the concept yet. You know, it boils down to you have to have these conversations. Like the conversation that I had today, those people, they might not be ready right now, you know, to press the button and sign and get the ball rolling, right? But it's just like planting. You know, let's say you're a farmer, right? You don't plant the seed and reap what you sow the same day, right? You plant the seed, you let it grow, and then you reap what you planted. You harvest what you planted.
And that's marketing, guys. That's wholesale, right? I mean, how long did it take you, John, to close your first deal? Since it's the day you went all in, how long did it take you?
9 months, and that's of building the pipeline. And that's another thing that a lot of people don't really talk about.
Imagine if you only ran it for 1 month and you were like, nope, I'm out. And that's what, dude, we get people, I tell you, on a monthly basis, people lock in with us, deposit, pay 1 month in full, sign 90-day commitments, and leave after 1 month because they're convinced that something else works better or this doesn't work. Man, how did you make it this far from doing real estate for 10 years if you would have only gave it 1 month? So this is the game.
Absolutely. And that's what most people need to understand is it's a mentality shift, right? Your program, you're conditioned to believe that you're going to get paid every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I'm going to get a little something.
Yeah.
But when you're first starting your business, what you're really doing is building that pipeline. And you'd be surprised what happens is it all happens so quick all at once, right? But it only happens all at once because you were consistently marketing, you were consistently following up with these sellers, you were consistently having these conversations with people that weren't ready to sign today, right? But that are seriously motivated and will sell with you in the future, but you've got to be there to make the call.
Yeah. I'd say you guys, some of the guys you talk about, we like to talk about it like the leads. Sometimes they're all just different versions of being ripe, right? You got a green banana. You talked to your green banana earlier, John, right? Like that's going to turn yellow eventually. And then when it's brown, then you definitely know they're going to ready to take it. It's like these people are going to sell this house. And if they think that there's someone who's going to give them that number, let them go down that path. But you built that rapport with him, that relationship, and she had a good experience where you at least gave her a lot of information and value. So you're going to be the one she comes back to when she's actually really ready and stop dealing with all those jokers that were talking to her.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I just got to say, I've used a few PPC companies and I was, these guys pitch you everything all the time. And I'm like, okay, Lead House, what makes you guys different compared to, these three people? Something is you guys target the person, not the property. So that's one thing I really like. Like you guys go a little bit more in depth. And obviously, just like any other investment, whether you're new or experienced, use PPC, PPL, like especially PPC. If you don't like get to that lead within, the first few minutes, consider it's like dead. Like that's just how we look at it. We either call the lead or our AI reaches the lead within the first 15 seconds. If the person doesn't answer, it'll text, it'll leave a ringless voicemail, and it'll leave an email. And it'll do that for every certain amount of hours until that person responds. So like not only just PPC in general, you have to have a system set up where like whether they go with Lead House or any other inbound lead provider, like you have to have a way to reach to them very quickly or else your competition is going to reach out to them, but no, I think this was great, man. John,
really quick, I want to add one thing. That seller that called me back responded because I sent them the text message, right? Keep that in mind. This is something that you're seeing in real time actually work, right? And here's the difference between people that are doing this business and have experience versus people that are just buying leads, praying that one of them is just going to sell immediately, right? They don't know to call multiple times. They don't know that they should leave a text message because here's the reality. If you miss a call from an unknown number and you're not expecting somebody to call, you don't know who it is, there are a bunch of people that do spam calls, you're not going to go out of your way to call that person back, right? You have no obligation to call that person back, right? So when you send that text message, you now exist on their phone. They know who you are, all right? It's very important that you do that. So if you take away just one thing from this live, I'd hope that it'd be that in addition to the incredible showmanship from Mr. Steven on that call. You had some great points, Steven. I really appreciate it. Absolutely. I want to see if we have enough time really quick. I do want to make good on that promise. I want to bring at least one person up to make a call and talk to a seller. How are we doing on time?
I know. Oh, if they got a dip, that's fine. I'll stay on. We got time for them to hit one call. This thing's supposed to run till really 6, and I have people coming over and family and stuff, so we can try it out. Hey, by the way, who's Bobby? Everybody's like attacking Bobby.
We don't know, man. That's the beauty of this Discord, man. You got these interesting characters that roll through.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby. Someone asked me price, and I just said, hey man, someone will drop a link to meet with us, and then after that, it was just balls to the wall. I just hopped out. I dipped, and I was like, all right, have a good weekend, guys.
They mean business in here. Let's do a qualifying question. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody that's paying attention right now, we still got almost 30 people joining us right now live on the Discord. Okay, discord.gg/REIRev. What are the 4 pillars of pre-qualification? Whoever can drop the 4 pillars of pre-qualification will be qualified to come up and get on the phone with a motivated seller. But you got to drop the 4 pillars of pre-qualification. What are they? The 4 pillars. Let's see in the side chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know. Let's see if we can bring somebody up here. They're scrambling. Somebody's trying to get to it. What do you have to get out of a seller on that call for it to be a successful call?
Yo, he's like a game show host, bro, for real.
What about Mr. Matt Riley or Mr. Dalton Woods or Brandon?
Oh man, it would be a pleasure. Oh, absolutely. These guys are stone cold closers. It'd be a pleasure to get Mr. Matt Riley up. I think he's walking the dogs right now.
There's a lot of dogs in the chat. There's one dancing.
I hope you guys see this guy. We get active, man. There are a lot of people in here, and they're paying attention. They're engaging. The engagement is unlike anything on Discord.
That's great.
We got Sam, motivation timeline, asking price and condition. That is correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
We got Mr. Matt. He's out. He's active. He's walking these dogs. We appreciate everybody sticking around to the end here. Let's see. Can we bring Sam up and give him a lead?
Yeah, you have to. Are you able to add them from your screen on that bottom?
Drop that email here. If you drop that email, I can. His email or whatever. Yeah. If you can share the screen, yeah.
No, you can click. John, if you click on the bottom, there's like a little plus sign. If you click that, you can just copy the link and give it to him on the Discord, and he should be able to join from there.
Or give him a lead or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but then how are we going to hear him?
Good question. Let's see if we can bring him into the StreamYard.
Yeah.
Sam, are you there? Do you have the link here? We put it in the chat. Or where are we at?
No, you gotta hold on a second. Does it let you copy the link from the studio?
Okay, yeah, this is the one.
Oh, he says he's in. I don't see him.
In?
No.
I'm in, but I'm muted. I sent you the link, Sam. Check your DM. Phone. This is my only account. I sent you a link. Careful of imposters, ladies and gentlemen. I'll never message you about crypto or any other nonsense. We're getting people coming back here, getting over 30. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the clock. We're trying to make this happen. These guys are being super generous with their time, their resources. They're literally giving us motivated seller leads to call here. We've had some great conversations. I appreciate you all sincerely for doing this.
Yeah, these are yours too. Y'all take them.
Yeah?
Yeah, you close anything, just have it, dude. The leads are yours.
Wow. I can't tell you. Hey, I've had people approach me and say, hey, yeah, John, let's do a stream. We're going to show off this product, this whatever it is. And then at the end, after all is said and done, they say, all right, what are we going to do about the split?
Oh.
What's the split?
Oh, no, they try to get you on that. No, these guys, every guest I've had, you can take it. You can take it. Just know my team's going to be calling it too. So may the best closer win. So, but they're not going to be like, what's the split, man? Give me, a referral fee. I've been on some of those streams. It's funny. It's like, I'm here to give value and get value. I'm not trying to pitch whatever, but Yo, how many Chihuahuas you guys got in this group, huh?
They love these Chihuahuas, man.
It's just Chihuahuas. Nobody got no Huskies, no Dobermans, no Rottweilers.
If we don't get Sam up here in the next 60 seconds, we're moving on to the next guy. Somebody raise your hand. We got to get somebody up on the stage.
He says he's in, but in
Do you
what?
see him in the background?
No,
Sam,
he
I
didn't.
sent you the StreamYard link. It's in your DM on Discord.
Oh,
you need to
yeah,
tap
that's
in.
what he has, like German Shepherd. Nice. The real dogs are behind the screen. He says he's in the backstage. Hold on a second.
Let's see if we can bring him in here.
Oh, hold on. You got to turn your video on. Oh, I got him.
Beautiful.
Look. Is this a bot or is this a real guy?
Hey everybody, how's it going? No, I'm a real guy.
What's up, Sam?
What is up, guys? Nice to meet you all. Really nice to meet you.
Where are you calling in from?
I'm a VA. I work from Egypt.
Oh, wow.
But I've been working as an acquisitions manager for quite a few time right now, also dispositions manager. And I saw that you guys are waiting to bring somebody in. Nobody was raising their hand, so I wanted to try.
Let's go.
Nice. You want to give him a lead? Just give him whatever you
by
want.
the way, do you guys have something in Florida? Because I usually work in Florida market. That would be just in running numbers, like in the
John, you
east
called
side.
that one in Seneca Road in Venice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Are there any others?
Florida.
Florida,
No,
just
not
one.
in Texas.
There's some new leads coming in. Why don't we try something else? We could do Kentucky.
The
That one
ones
just
on the
came
bottom
in.
are the newest ones.
Okay, well, give it to me.
Lock it up and have John
I,
JP with you on it.
If you're
Right,
talking,
John?
we
You guys.
cannot hear you. I believe it's
Yeah.
talking.
Alabama.
Are you listening? Are you listening on the StreamYard, or
I
because you might
just-
have to mute on Discord?
Yeah, I
Hey,
just
Drew
muted
Craig,
it
I'm gonna
so I
put you guys
can
back in
listen to you
the
guys on
studio.
here.
Okay, you guys could chill. John, you
Well, the thing
JP.
here is
you have a
I
lot of
cannot hear
JPs,
you
right?
from here, but I can hear you from this car, so I can. Just,
Okay, hop out of the Discord and hop on the StreamYard. That way, you can do this. But yeah, we absolutely JV with members of the community. If you guys have leads that you want to delegate, I'm talking about you don't want to be the one to call these guys. You know that they're motivated, so you've had a conversation or you have qualified that individual, and they are for sure motivated. They do want to sell. Send them to us, and we'll take it from contact to close. Same with any properties you have under contract. We have a whole marketplace that's built out for everybody to go and utilize right now. It's live. It's free to join. Go to reirev.com and sign up. You can send your deals, and if they qualify, they'll be sent out to vetted buyers. These people own real estate. They're buying real estate. It's not those people on Facebook claiming that they're doing this business, and we don't know if they really are. These people have to have purchased property. We got them there for you.
Awesome. So if you don't do Sam, so if you do only focus on Florida, maybe John can help you JV it.
yeah, I don't know, guys, if you know Louis. You guys know Louis on the Discord server?
Yeah.
I work with him. I'm the acquisitions manager. So Louis is one hell of a closer when it comes to selling deals after I get it, honestly. But we can definitely do business in the future. Yeah.
Well, let's get you on the phone with the lead, brother. What are you calling in on your phone right now, or are you on a computer? Will we be able to hear the seller?
So I'm on my computer right now. I can, just call it from my phone, put it on a speaker so you guys can hear it.
Beautiful.
What's the best way to do this, John? Do you want to put the name, number, and address in the private chat for him?
I'll send it to him. I'll send a DM on his
Perfect.
Instagram. That way he has it.
And just make sure you're on speaker, Sam, so we can hear it clearly.
Yep. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, Sam, I'm about to send this to you right now. Let's see. Name, number, and address. Boom. He just called in or just filled out that form.
Okay. Just give me a second.
Show some love in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, while Sam's getting set up here, to Steven and Lead House for hosting this alongside REI Rev. Super grateful for this opportunity to get in front of everybody, bring the community together. It's been a while, since we've been really going crazy with the live streams. I want to bring them back, be more consistent.
Live calls with live viewers. Yes.
By the way, what's your phone number? I want to give you a call first, see if you guys can hear the voice, or any number that I could call.
I got you. All right, call 505
505
421
421
3823.
3823.
Yep, we hear it ringing.
Okay, that's good.
Beautiful. Yeah, you're good to go.
Let's do it then.
Beautiful. All right, Sam's getting set up, ladies and gentlemen. Drop some hype in the chat for Sam. I want to see some fire emojis.
Are you guys ready? Hopefully they answer by the first time, because they don't usually do. Let's start.
I'm sorry, but the person you called does not have a voicemail box set up yet.
Let me try to double die. First time didn't go through.
Hello?
Yes, hello, this is Sam Spector. I'm looking for David. Do I have the right number?
He's not home from work yet.
He did not come back from work yet, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just giving you a quick call, guys, about the property in Lincoln Avenue. You just filled out a form about selling it on our website. Just wanted to touch base about that. So
Okay, yeah.
you guys are still interested in selling it,
Okay.
right?
I'm interested in selling.
Okay, sounds good. Well, when does he come back, by the way? So I would like to catch both of you guys, but if not possible, I can, have you on the call. That's fine. So when does he come back?
And you can ask me anything about it. Then he might be home about 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, how about this? Let me ask you a few questions about the property, just to get a better idea, and I can run some numbers, and hopefully we can make something work, guys.
Okay.
So let me start by telling you what I know about the property, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and then we can start from there. I know it is 5 beds, 2 bath, and 1,000 square feet, built in 1957, sitting on almost an acre.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got 6 bedrooms.
6 bedrooms. I see it says 5 here. So have you guys done an addition?
3
And 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you guys done an addition, or was that actually in the property itself when you bought it?
The only thing we built on was the dining room and kitchen.
Dining room and kitchen.
It's all new.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about the roof and the AC? What could you tell me about it?
Okay, the roof is all metal.
All
And
metal?
like I said, we built on a couple of years ago. It's new. But the other part of the roof is probably 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how about the AC? How old is it?
Okay, it's just window air conditioners and gas heaters.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, catch me up to speed here. What made you want to sell, guys? It's a very nice area over there.
We relocated.
You did relocate, so you're not in the property right now?
No, it's vacant right now.
Okay, that's very nice, guys. Where did you go to? I mean, it's a nice place to live.
You're cutting up. I can't hear you.
I'm saying it's a nice place to live. Where did you go, guys? Must have been a much better place.
Yeah.
Are you still in Kentucky or you went to another state?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're still in Kentucky.
Okay, that's good to know, guys. And let's say if we were to come to an agreement, do you think, guys, we can meet in real life just so we can put a face to the name and make something work, or are you guys far by?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, you didn't hear what I said?
No.
So I'm asking, are you guys nearby the property or are you guys far away?
No, we're nearby.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, what could you tell me more about the condition when it comes to floors, when it comes to kitchen, bedrooms, and stuff like that? Have you done any remodels beside the dining room?
I would say, yeah, I've done remodel the whole. It's 2 complete houses. The upstairs house is completely remodeled,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is like hardwood floor except for the tile in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the other 2 bathrooms, I don't know if they're tile or what, but most of the house is hardwood floor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you said it's 2 houses, one upstairs, one downstairs?
Yeah, but they're 2 separate houses. You can't get downstairs without going outside.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's interesting. Well, how much are you looking for, guys?
Well, that's going to 94.
94?
290,000 for it.
290,000 for. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me check something here. I see that you guys had it listed last year in 2025 till 2026, actually, and just took it off a few days ago, or I think last month. Is there any reason you took
Yeah.
it off?
And no, he just wouldn't do anything.
The realtor?
The realtor was not working for us.
Uh-huh. I see. Well, a lot of realtors do the same, honestly. It's just about finding the right one.
Yeah.
Well, since it's vacant, I believe if we were to come to an agreement, you guys are ready to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
It has 2 garages with it, one for each house.
Uh-huh.
It has a couple of decks built on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you said that it's 2 separate houses, and to go to the other one, you have to go outside first and enter the other. So, how many beds and bath in each one? And how's the condition?
The top one has 3 beds and 2 baths.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom one has 3 bedrooms and 1 bath.
Okay. Okay.
And on one has the big shelter room with it, like complete concrete built underneath.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, by the way, I see.
The top one has a big family room built in.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I believe you told me earlier that you guys are close by, but you did relocate. So did you just move to upsize or downsize? Because honestly, it's a nice place to live.
Well, I had to find a place that would hold me and all my grandkids and everything.
Okay. You have grandkids?
Yeah.
Well,
Their mother passed away and had to
well, you do sound young.
take care of them.
I wouldn't guess that you have grandkids, but okay.
My great grandkids.
And have you guys considered listing it again with a good realtor actually that does show the property to more people and have actually qualified buyers?
No.
No. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, honestly, I'm taking a look at it right now with you, trying to see where we can be at. From the pictures I see when it was listed, I think it needs quite a few updates. That's the problem. But let me check something.
The downstairs.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the meantime, let me tell you about our options that we have. Let me check something first.
Okay.
So first option that we usually have is cash offer. When I say cash offer, I mean us investors buying the property ourselves. So that basically includes us going in, just seeing the property and doing a few inspections and buying it ourselves. In that option, we close very quickly in like 3 to 4 weeks. We didn't take a lot of time, no hassle, not a lot of showings, just making sure the property is in the right shape. In that option, usually we come a little bit lower than the market value, since you're basically getting ease and quick sale for a little bit of less money. So usually it's preference. Some people prefer that. Some people prefer the other option that we have as investors, which is the reason I buy properties for a low price as an investor or lower than the market, because I'm going to have to count in for closing costs I'm paying first, and then the lender fees that I'm going to have to pay and all that stuff. So if I'm going to skip that part where I buy it and go directly to selling it, so I have a very wide list of buyers that I know, that I deal with, who might be interested in buying a property like that. I basically show it to them, maybe have the property put on the MLS if needed. But in that part, there will be no commissions or closing costs or fees at you guys at all. I basically have them show the property. If they say I want this and that to be fixed, whether to pass inspection or for the buyer to move forward, I do it out of my pocket, and we close within around 45 to 60 days. In that option, you of course net more money. The only difference is timeline and who buys the property. Since I already skipped the part where I buy it and pay closing costs, and I skipped also the part where I have to take a loan and also pay some interest rate on that loan, that's why this option gives you more money. But it might include, again, showing the property a little bit. All I need from you is flexibility when it comes to showing. Other than that, you don't have to lift a finger when it comes to negotiating, calling people, scheduling showings. If you just put a lockbox, it's done. That's it.
Okay.
So let me tell you right now what numbers we could possibly be in. Usually, honestly, I like to include both parties on the same call so I can present it to them. But since you're only one available now, I can try to present it to you and maybe get in touch with your husband later on, explain the partnerships that we have or the options that we have, and we could start from there. Okay. By the way, I saw you told me that you were looking for around 300. How did you get that number?
Well, Well, because after we bought it and paid for it, we put over $200,000 in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just want to get part of what I got in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how much do you still owe on the mortgage?
I don't have a mortgage.
Okay, so you bought it cash. It's free and clear.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know.
And
Listen.
then I remodeled it as we got our money each week, as we got our checks.
Mm-hmm.
I remodeled it, so I don't know a penny on it.
Okay, well, that's good for you. That's very good for you guys, honestly. We're gonna get out of it with a big amount of cash here, and hopefully, I can be the reason to do that. But you told me you did remodel it. But when I take a look at the photos, I see, the kitchen needs to be updated and the bathroom as well. So what happened?
Kitchen.
Yeah, am I looking at old photos?
Put the kitchen and dining room on. It's brand new. I mean,
Okay.
put new cabinets and everything. It was from Lowe's.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I might be looking at.
Go on my page and you can see pictures of it.
On what page again? I'm sorry.
It's like, just go on my page and you can see pictures of it. Bree Collins.
What was that again? I'm sorry.
Bree, B-R-E Collins.
B.R.E. Collins.
We've had a lot of people want to rent it, but I don't want to go that route.
Mm-hmm. Okay. By the way, I'm trying to look the photos up because honestly, if I ran the numbers based on the photos that I'm currently seeing, it would be a little bit different. But I might have found them. Give me a second. There you go. But do you have any picture, by the way, for the property that I could take a look at?
I could send you some.
Do you have some right now that you could send them over with being on the call with me, just so I can make the offer right now?
No, I can't send them right now. I gotta go in and get them,
Mhm.
and then would I send them to this number?
Yeah, that's my personal cell. So what you could do here is, I have a pretty good idea that what we could do. In the meantime, I know your husband is not there, so if you could take some pictures, send them over to this number. I'll have my team take a look at it, run some numbers, see where we can be at on both options. Honestly, I believe we can work something out. The way we do it here, we're realistic. I don't give you an unrealistic number, just like the other realtor that you had. If I'm giving you a number, I know that I'm going to close. I know that I'm going to close in the timeline that I told you about. So just send me some pictures. I'll take a look at them. I'll get a hold of you guys possibly tomorrow when your husband is back. I believe tomorrow is the weekend, which is which is good for everybody, I guess. I'll take a look.
Real, not one tomorrow though.
I'm sorry?
Because he works almost every day. He works almost every day.
Oh.
So I don't want you to be home tomorrow.
Okay.
He will be later tonight if you'll try back.
Okay. Well, that's a hardworking man. Well, I definitely can try later this time. That's fine. As soon as I get the pictures, and I think you told me he gets back at 8.
Send you pictures.
Okay. Okay, that's good. We'll send them over to this number. My name is Sam, and I'll get a hold of you when your husband is back, and let's make something work.
Okay, thank you.
What's your name, by the way? Didn't get your name.
Brenda.
Brenda?
Collins.
Oh.
His name's David.
Okay, Brenda. Nice speaking to you. Hopefully, I can get a catch of David, and I hope he's nice as you are. And let's get this done.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice speaking to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hell yeah.
Did you not hear what I said?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Did you not hear what I said?
She took it well. Sam comes. What do you think? What do you think, John? Give him some feedback.
Man, that was an excellent call. Number one, putting yourself on the spot in front of probably over 50 to 100 people, watching this, and then all the people watching the replay is something
tough.
You got to give kudos for that. Just being able to not fold under pressure, right? So we of course commend you for that. But I think that you all things considered, handled the call very well, right? A couple of obstacles that you faced. Number one was you were not talking to the only decision maker, right? Obviously, the wife is included in making the decision, and she was very helpful to you, to giving you all the information. I'd say that one of the things I noticed was she kind of made herself available, to continue the call. Whereas, I would have suggested maybe pushing to have the call with her. I still think you did a really great job, though, of trying to see, where the husband was at. Is he available? When will he be available? Everything went great on the call. There were even some moments that were kind of like awkward that you recovered from, right? And you made an iconic comment, bro, that literally the whole chat lit up. I mean, you're going into the record book, for this stream. People are gonna replay that, and that's gonna be a legendary.
Put it on a shirt. Hey, put it on the shirt or something.
What did he say?
Yeah.
I didn't catch it.
What did he say, Steven?
He said, "Did you not hear what I said?"
Oh, for real?
In a nice way. But there was another one. He said something about Lowe's. They kind of caught my attention too. But,
yeah, the lady.
Yeah,
she got the cabinets from Lowe's.
I mean, at first, I thought she was saying, so this has 2 kitchens here, but at first I'm like, which kitchen is she talking about? Because one of these definitely don't look renovated. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Yeah, but do you not hear what I said? I mean, that's
iconic. That's iconic.
That's legendary.
That's pretty serious.
Yeah, this dude is a legend.
No, that was great. So
But,
I was like, renovated kitchen. What's renovated about this?
That's what I said.
I mean,
Kentucky renovation.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one looks nicer.
That one looks nice. I thought we were talking about this one.
Yeah, maybe that's the one she meant. She says it's 2 houses.
These are the most recent ones from the MLS. Yeah, it's a big house.
Wow,
it'd be a good investment opportunity.
Yeah, I saw this picture and I just thought of Sam just like talking to her on the phone. I'm like, that's just like Sam and I was talking to her. But yeah, I mean, nice lady, a little bit unrealistic, but I like that you just kept going. Some people will be like, whoops, where'd you guys go? Some people just would kind of like give up, and you just kept going. I mean, that's what's the worst thing that can happen? And she says no. She's really nice, but really good.
Yeah, the only thing I'd hone in on was setting that appointment. It sounded like that was kind of the hurdle there, was like saying, okay, when are we going to get back on the phone? Because you were saying like maybe I could reach out tomorrow, but the husband is coming back later this evening, so maybe locking in a time. But again, this call was solid, right? It was legendary, right? These are just small things, that you could hone in on to make it perfect, right? But again, man, for people that are watching this, you got to understand this guy is calling in from Egypt. I don't know what time it is for you right now. You might be
over there, right?
Yeah, this guy, he's probably tired right now. It's like 2 a.m. over there in Egypt, and he's still making a legendary call. I mean, and he threw himself in the fire live in front of all these people that are learning from you. So again, I commend you. Everybody up here commends you, man.
Okay, thank you guys. Well, honestly, it's a pleasure actually, getting on there. I like to put myself in uncomfortable spots where I found you guys are looking to just have somebody and
That's how you grow, man.
call. And as well, you guys are very, very, more experienced than I am, and getting feedbacks from you is very nice as well. So again, hopefully we can do business in the future, and it's very nice. I'll see these photos and actually make an offer, but honestly, I didn't want to make an offer because that didn't look like a renovated kitchen to me. So
from Lowe's. Yeah. Awesome, Sam. Thank you so much, Sam. Have a good night. Get some rest over there.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, thank you guys. See you later.
All right. Dude, That was awesome. This was fun. Your community's very energetic, very lively. I think we should do something in the future again, but we have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, this is a 3-hour stream. I mean, it didn't feel like it, but it was
Right?
action packed. It was really good. It was
Time
really
flew.
good. So we had a good conversation. We had another accepted offer that he has to speak with his his baby mama on the co-parenting app, which I'm sure everything's gonna go fine. But any last words that you guys want to say before we hop off of here?
I think we're what 5 of 5 on these calls, or 4 of 4.
5 of 5.
5
Yeah.
accepted offers. So if you guys are looking for leads of real people who will have real conversations, try to need to sell their house, want to sell their house, and then we got you. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
I just want to thank you guys again, for helping me coordinate all of this, right? Even inviting, me to come on and share, we're in the presence of greatness. I mean, big names have been on here and now I get to be one of them, right? So thankful to you all. Definitely want to pose the question to the chat. I know that you guys were fired up. If you guys haven't already, you guys got to come and be in the Discord, discord.gg/REIRev. The chat was going crazy. Like, they were excited for this one. Let us know in the side chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to see these guys come back and we host more of these types of calls. I'd love to see more community engagement, get more people like Sam, to come up and actually make these calls and give them feedback in real time. I think that's really what it's all about at the end of the day, right? You got to make these calls, follow up with these sellers, and stay on top of your leads, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And Steven, Lead House 365.
Thanks for joining. Guys, have a great weekend. Follow up with your leads like Sam talks to the lady. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a good night.